Hello, bonjour, what is up, everybody? I think we are ready to go. Hello, 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 welcome. Shalisi, Zev Kaufman, Evil Budgie, list me. Who else is here? Well, Key Lime Guy is going to be here live in person. So I'm presenting you guys with our new set of commentators. I guess we have one recycled commentator, or two, myself and Josh Castellano. So he's going to be joining me again. And I'm also going to present you guys. Oh, okay. Hello, Josh. Welcome back.
Hi, everyone. Great to be back. Looking forward to these games.
Yes, and I'm interrupting you already. This is great. My second commentator this morning for the first two games is going to be Stefan Rao. So welcome in, Stefan. Good to see you.
Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. And we're ready to go.
You look very cozy with your scarf.
Yes, it is a bit cold in this room. It might warm up. We'll see. I might be taking off some garments. I know...
Don't tease us now.
I'm used to seeing you. Well, in terms of teasing, I'm used to seeing you in beautiful, beautiful shirts. So this is good. I don't feel underdressed for the occasion. All right, so the players are here. The score is not 400 to 300. We'll get that updated to 0. But Will Anderson is facing off against Jason Keller. This is the finals, the final bracket, the winner's bracket. Jason is up 2-1 in the series, and it's a best of 7 series. So there might be 4 games, there might be 2 games, there might be 3 games, and there might be 5 games if there's a tie. And I have breaking news from, yesterday. I guess it's not breaking news, but there was indeed a tie in this bracket. Heidi Robertson tied Jason Ubika with a 424. So there is a possibility that their series will end in the consolation bracket at 3.5 to 3.5, in which case we will have to determine if we're going to play and broadcast a speed game. Anyways, players are ready to go.
Wow.
We can give them the go ahead. And yeah, take it away. Just, Stefan, tell people about yourself, I guess. I introduced you very briefly.
My name's Stefan Rao, and I like to play Scrabble on occasion. This is my all-time Twitch debut. I have watched, but I have never actually been broadcast. But I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Josh. And looking forward to seeing some good games today.
Three very nice games yesterday. Both were kind of up in the air at certain points. There was, I think, no resignation. And Will is first. So it looks like, is that a bingo on Will's rack? Oh no, that's it's not an L. I thought that was lawsuit. I was like, why hasn't he played lawsuit yet? Okay. See, we have the shirt. Okay, we have a really nice shirt coming into you guys.
I have been
will feel
underdressed for wearing something so plain on the air, so I had a wardrobe change brought to me.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, so while you're getting changed, Stefan, let me introduce once again.
Is Jason going to be adding an additional mask for each game, or is 2 his limit?
I think 2 is his limit. 2 is his limit. I think he's been wearing 2 for this entire time. But anyways, we're coming to you from pretty cold Kingston, Ontario. I think it's around minus 10 degrees at the moment Celsius, which is the equivalent of 14 Fahrenheit. So nice frisky morning with Josh and Stefan coming to you from DC and upstate New York. So this is the inaugural Canadian Scrabble Classic of 2022. And we're having a fantastic time. So Will's going to start off with WAI, and Jason's going to quickly play a bingo. So, that's going to be the start of this game. Jason's going to have a very nice advantage. We'll have to see what Will draws.
Yeah, WAI looked strong. It gives Jason a very quick play of agnostic, which comes down. So far, so good, I think, for both of these players.
That picture, oh my goodness. Yep, so we have the little picture of Jason being up 2-1. Stefan, were you there when, okay, so I took that picture in New Orleans in 2017. That was actually the year that Will Anderson won the National Scrabble Championship. But were you there that year? I don't remember if you were at the event.
In New Orleans?
Yes.
God, I have to go back to the memory banks. Was I? Yeah, I think I was.
Because that was taken at a nice, I think, Mexican restaurant where Jason ordered a Fanta, and I took a picture of his Fanta. I was like, oh look, an orange drink, and we have his bottle in frame today, so everybody's going to be able to enjoy the mustard color once again.
Did we determine whether or not that is actually mustard that he's drinking?
Of course it is. How could it not be?
It makes
sense. Also, we have another bingo on Jason's rack. Another bingo ending in IC actually is available, and he actually fixes his eye. He turned it the right way. Oh my goodness. That is really, really fun. I'm glad that he turned his eye around. In any case, what's going on here is Jason's taking a really early lead, and he's going to take an even bigger lead in this position. Will doesn't have a bingo. The highest he can score is, I think, 36 points. And so this is going to be really, really difficult for Will to come back. But how do you guys usually react when your opponent opens with a bingo? What is the sort of thing that you're trying to do to stay in the game?
Usually just try not to cry.
That's a good first step. After that, I guess I I try, if possible, to keep the floaters open by making some, I guess, perpendicular play to them, like through them, instead of parallel. If possible, sometimes it's not always doable because the equity is just too good, but I would try and do that. Maybe Will wants to try and play HI, making some word, because I don't see a bingo for him. I don't know if anything like that would be the best play, though.
Yeah, so he has the play of in-housed from the I, an obscure word. But the problem with that is it gets rid of his best tile, the S. He has no real way of balancing his rack, keeping as good tiles as possible to try and bingo next turn. But I think he's just going to go ahead and play Hun, which is a more aggressive idea, keeping the best 5 letters he has, ANOST. And the thing about Hun is it sets up a hook, an S hook for Shun, and that's going to be useful for Will, so he can potentially draw into a bingo. But no, oh my goodness, he's drawn 0-0. This is not looking good at all. And ionomers will still fit through the O, and
Wow.
we might see a very quick end to this game, to be perfectly honest, because Jason's now up by like close to 200 points. This is a disaster for the player.
Jason
that's
presumably
down
saw
1 to
that
2.
word. Yeah, he presumably saw the word and probably had a small moment of thinking it got blocked before realizing it still played. So
He probably had sermonic, and well, I don't know which was more. Hun may make ionomers actually more than sermonic because it's probably close because the M would be doubled. I wouldn't be sure of the exact score, but maybe
Yeah,
that
so
was
sermonic would have been 95 points, and ionomers without the overlaps would have been 90, but with the overlaps it's 97. So
Okay, there we go.
Jason quickly adjusting to the fact that his double play scores 7 more points than it would have otherwise. So this is disastrous. Will is going to have to play off, I think, 2 of his O's and just try again, or something like that. And there's really no, I don't know. There's almost no hope already at this point in the game. It's extremely hard to come back from a deficit like this when you can't score any points on your next turn. This is why resignations are allowed in this format. At some point, if things are not improving for Will, he might elect to just save his energy and resign the game and just try for the next one. But if he does that, he's going to have to win 3 in a row because Jason will be up 3-1 in the series in the best of 7. So, Will goes ahead and plays Moo. That seems like the highest score for his 2 O's. He could have played them elsewhere potentially, like maybe making OW if he felt that desperate. But yeah, this seems pretty fine.
I don't know. I think I liked OO making OHO a little better. Keeps the T open and gives you another line, a hook for your N and T. I guess I would have preferred that. But maybe there was another reason for Will playing down here. It might just be more points. It's that 8 to... Okay, it's a few more points. That might be why.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. So Moo scores 11 points. Playing OO and OHO scores 8. And the problem with that is it opens a triple. But at this point in the game, Will is kind of already very desperate. So it would make sense to potentially try and, even if it's at the cost of Jason scoring on the triple, leave all parts of the board open as much as possible so that he's going to need to play at least 2 bingos to get back into this. But Jason is sitting on some, I guess, high-scoring letters, so he's going to be able to keep his lead going. He's going ahead and playing savvy. That's not a word I'm aware of.
Yep, this looks good. I guess another option for him would have been tacky, T-A-K-Y, making ST, but this is much, much better given the score. kills the S, kills the C. Just trying to close down as many lines as possible. So I like that idea.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Stefan, so you're a very strong expert player, but you haven't been playing so much in recent years. Are you keeping up with play like online? Are you playing in person casually? What's been going on with you Scrabble wise?
I've been playing the occasional casual game. I have not been doing a whole lot online. I kind of feel like that's something I need to start doing more of to shake the rust off a little bit. I am planning on playing in Baltimore this summer, so I gotta at least have some preparation going on there.
Oh, awesome! Good to hear you'll be in Baltimore. Yeah, that's going to be for the National Scrabble Championship. It's going to be close to 300 attendees, and I presume you'll be playing in the CSW.
Correct.
Division.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I
So
first
Will
played
found that,
Stefan. Yeah, Tornado. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a slightly difficult fit having to make a couple of hooks along the way to get to that E, but it's a nice play. Interestingly enough, he also had a disconnected 9 available on that turn.
Yeah, that would have been pretty flashy. Probably not the correct play.
Yeah, Tornadoes is definitely the superior play.
Through the IE. Yeah. I wonder if he saw it though. That's the thing. If you see it and you pass it up, I think that's better than missing it. But even if you didn't see it, Tornado's definitely the better option.
Oh, is that no, not rosinated.
Ordnance.
Ordnance, yes.
Yeah.
Rosinate is not a verb, I don't think.
Right. Yeah, the first time I played Stefan was actually in Canada, in Ottawa in 2013. And I remember very well, you played the word riverman against me before it was valid, and I let it go.
Huh.
And I also played a horrible phony of, I think I played legioned or something instead of eloined.
Oh,
so yeah,
yes,
I got completely destroyed in that game.
I put you on tilt. I have that effect on people pretty often.
I don't know. I feel like I was too young to tilt, but maybe. I think I was just bad.
So
Jason,
what do we think about? Yeah, Uke versus Kef. I like Kef a little better, but what do you think? What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's interesting. So Uke, the reason to play that is wanting to keep a better balance of letters. Like F, E, S, T are the letters that Jason is keeping, and he draws a blank, which is extremely good for him. But F, E, S, T is a lot better of a leave when you're trying to defend your lead than E, S, T, U, because the E, the S, the T, and the U, they don't score anything. The F, he can use to score next turn. So I think that was the reason he allotted to play Uke instead of Kef. But the reason to play Kef is to work against Will, basically, instead of working for himself, which Uke seems to do to keep the more balanced sleeve. Jason could have played Kef, TE, and OF, overlapping the T and O and Tornades, which instead of working for him would have prevented Will from making plays through that T and through that O to get back into the game. So it's basically a question of, am I trying to prevent my opponent from doing things I don't want, or am I trying to just do everything in my own power to continue to keep scoring, basically? I think that was the decision that Jason needed to make there, and I think either or, in my opinion. What about you, Stefan?
I would agree. I mean, I think both are perfectly fine options. I probably would have leaned a little bit farther toward Kef, but of course the other advantage of Uke is that it keeps STEF. He can fish for Stefan.
And that was amazing timing of the phone ringing. Yeah, so 4 of the letters in Stefan, that is very true. Uh, unfortunately, you didn't draw the A in the end there. But yeah, very good point.
I don't know. I feel at this score I prefer to block the T, especially since it's a double here. But Uke is, I think, 3-4 more points maybe. So either probably are fine at either way. Not a huge difference.
And we see this play of Vug by Will for only 14 points. But again, what he's doing is, since he's down by so much, he needs to open as much as possible. So he's creating an S hook on the last column there. And he doesn't have an S, but he's trying to create threats and hopefully eventually draw the letters he needs to get back into this game. But unfortunately, Jason not only has an S, he also has a blank, and he's going to go where few people would have preferred he went last turn. With Kef, he's going to play Tef and eventually block that T. And I think he's going to hope to draw a couple of vowels, and if he's able to do that, he's going to bingo again, and it'll probably be game over. So Tef, it's almost Stefan. It's 3 letters away.
Yeah, it unfortunately does not take the front S hook.
That's true. Does anyone call you Steph?
Some of my friends from when I was much younger do call me that.
That's cool. I should start calling you that. You know what Stefan calls me? Stretch. That is your name for me, isn't it? I haven't heard that one in a while. But yes, he calls me Stretch, despite being extremely tall himself. So Diable was found by Will. And oh my goodness.
This is a great bingo for Will from his perspective, because it completely opens up the left side of the board, keeping Vug lines open, and keeping the C open. So it's definitely the kind of stuff you want to see. But
yeah, do you guys see what Jason can play through the same 2 letters that Will was able to play earlier with ordinates?
Does he have
IE? I'm not seeing it.
He has jubilates. And
if
he sees that will be the most incredible play that we've seen on stream, because not only does it play through 2 disconnected tiles, it also makes 2 other words, mool and use. So this is an inflection point here if Jason's able to see that, but he elects to just block the D. That makes perfect sense. Definitely he would have played the bingo had he seen it, but he's not even looking there. He's really he sees what Will has opened, and he's decided to block it. But that would have been a fantastic find. Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, it's
Chlorodyne moment. Yeah. Definitely not something you'd be looking for. I didn't even see it after you said it was through the IE, so that's a tough find, even under the relaxed commentating circumstances that I'm in.
Yeah, it's that's one of those plays that you either see it a very small percentage of the time, or you're not even close. And when he realizes that he had that play, he's going to be like, shoot, that would have been so cool. That would have been amazing. But that being said, being ahead by 100 points after blocking a triple, that feels pretty good. Especially since, actually, a very cool thing about the play of Bat is it sets up Taj 2 ways. Jason can then play JA or JO had he drawn an A or an O underneath Diable. That would have been really cool. It would have been 39 points. So it was not only a blocking play, but a setup play. Yeah, back to Will. Not really sure.
I don't know, maybe like Oxhide or Walks is probably better here, just something simple.
Right. Oh, so Oxhide. keeping the W. Oh, that would play underneath the I and O of ionomers.
Yeah.
That's a really good find.
Yeah,
But
Oxide.
yeah.
Bat just blocked Oxide for a ton of points up there along the left column.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Will would have had that for around 70 points.
But this, I think, looks much better, keeping a strong leave, scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, and Will's still looking for one of those S's. Oh, there's only one S left, so he's looking for that last S, and he's looking for that that blank, one of the blanks, and that all he can draw, we know, is the other blank. But Jason has both the S and the blank, so he's going to play off his J and keep an extremely strong bingo prone leave of RELS blank. And I can only imagine that his chances of drawing into a bingo next turn are well over 90%.
That blank has been hanging out for a while. It's about time he cashed it in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that'll do. That'll be good enough.
That will certainly do.
Yeah, it appears that Jason Keller is going to take a 3-1 lead on Will Anderson in this final bracket. Yeah, and Will's going to be in danger of getting eliminated after 5 games. And he's going to need to pull back 3 games in a row to make it back to victory. And that is a very difficult task against the likes of Jason Keller.
So his Jason's best play here is probably something hooking Vugs just to kill the spot for Will. But he does have a Vestral next to Walks, which is a lot of points and might even be more. I'm not sure. I haven't done the math.
Yeah.
But I think in this case you'd want to block the S hook here, probably.
Right. I mean, we'll see what Will plays. I think he's considering playing Heed, overlapping Walks, to open a triple.
Oh wow, and that would be disastrous. That would be resignable after Lavisher comes down.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So if he actually ends up playing that, we could see. There's a good chance we could see a resignation. Maybe if Will doesn't draw bingo after playing Heed and the triple comes down.
Yeah, I mean, even if you draw a bingo after Heed, if you get tripled on, that's it. Jason's going to be ahead over 200 points. Will's going to need 3 bingos in a row, basically, to come back into the game.
Yeah, okay, yep. So I'd expect Jason to be able to see this. And it'll be pretty much, yep.
Yeah, this is a lot easier than Google 8s, for sure.
Yeah, Will is let's see Will's reaction here. This is yeah.
He's hoping that Jason designates that an A or something.
Oh yeah, that could still happen. So an interesting thing about over the board tournament play that differs from online play, for example, is that when you play a blank, you have to designate it in writing. And what that means is, of course, the blank stays the same throughout the entire game. And you have to circle it. Basically, we have these little slips. If maybe it might be possible to show a score slip eventually, but we have these slips where we circle the letter that we're making the blank. And sometimes, even though we know that we're playing the word lavisher, we might make a little boneheaded mistake and circle the wrong letter. And once we hit the clock, that's what the letter is. And oftentimes people lose their turn in a very silly manner. And there we go. We see a score slip. And right under the scores, you see first blank, second blank. First blank was an S, second blank was an I. And that was in a previous game, Matthew Tunnicliffe versus Will. And right. Will's going to resign here, I think.
We see the resignation. I think maybe if Will...
Game 6 or Game 5.
Sounds good. Maybe if Will drew a bingo, it would be worth playing on, maybe. But yeah, there's seems like a reasonable choice here.
Yeah, and this is really brutal for Will because it doesn't seem like he did anything wrong this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible we didn't really think about his opening play as much as we could have. Y looked quite good, but I feel like that would be the only decision here that I might think about, worry that maybe that was the reason that the game just slipped out of my hands so early. But I don't even know if it was the wrong play. It looked very good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
I think we
that's
can
just
agree that
how the
resignation is
cookie
probably
crumbles.
Sim's best.
Yeah, resignation. Yeah, Sim's best, of course. If we have Deldar in the chat, that's what he'll say. In any case, yeah, we're gonna jump to the next game whenever the players are ready. But yeah, this is very difficult. The score is now 1 Will, 3 Jason. Jason just needs one more win to lock in the victory, and Will needs 3 wins in a row. So, what do you guys think the chances are that this happens? I mean, I'd like to stick with you guys as long as possible. Of course, if the series ends quickly, we're gonna jump to another consolation bracket or maybe a fourth place game, third place game. But yeah, what do you guys think is going to happen?
If anyone can find a way to make this competitive, I think Will is the guy. It's obviously an uphill battle to try to win 3 games against anyone, especially someone as strong as Jason Keller is. But I think he's going to give it a good shot.
You think he's going to at least shave one more victory off? I think so as well. Will knows that he needs to keep things entertaining. So yeah, I expect a very hard fought game for round 5. What about you, Josh?
Well, I would put these players at close to 50-50. Maybe you'd favor one more over the other, depending on who you are. But given those numbers, it's probably around 10 or 15% chance for Will. So definitely possible. He's obviously still going to play as best as he can, as if, we're the first game in the series. So I expect to see same high quality Scrabble.
Yep, and the players are ready to go. They're putting the tiles back into the bag. So we're gonna jump right into round 3. Round 3. Why do I keep saying the wrong round? Round 5, 4. Jesus, 5. It's right. It's 5. I think it's 5. Is it 5? I need your help, commentators. It's 5. I just put a prediction up on Twitch, and I did say game 5, so it's game 5. Jason is up 3-1 in the Canadian Scrabble Classic, the finals bracket of the Premier Collins Division that we are broadcasting all weekend to you guys. And Jason is first to act, and he's drawn. Okay, he's drawn fraud with 2 extra A's, so that seems like he's probably going to play fraud.
Fraud or fard?
Fard is good?
Yep.
Faurd. Okay, well, I guess that's a bit better.
Just like that.
And what's the difference between fard and fraud, and why would it be slightly better?
Well, fard here would be slightly better for 2 reasons. One, it doesn't take an S. And the other is it doesn't put the U next to a double letter. So there's no chance for X bombs or anything like that. Would be the 2 that I can think of. I don't know if there might be some crazy extension to fard or something that I'm not seeing, but those are the 2 that I think of.
Yeah, and look at what Will has on his rack. He has a retina rack. Love
That's a
to
pretty
see
solid
it.
rack.
He's not alphabetizing his letters properly. He's getting
Start or end
close.
with that D.
Yeah, there's a couple words using the D of Ford. There's one that's valid in WL and another that I don't know, I guess, that's valid in CSW, which is the dictionary the players are using. But this is a very good start for Will. He kind of needs the momentum here. Crinated. Okay, I see.
Looks like that's what he's going with. I guess he was deliberating between that and Dicentra, since there is no the place through the A don't double, so these are going to be your choices.
And Jason on his end has a very funny, uh, arrangement of his tiles on his rack. Not sure what to say about that one. But Jason definitely a crowd favorite to be making some funny faces, some funny jokes while he's being live streamed. And why not? You're on the spotlight. you gotta make it count, you know.
Interesting rack for Jason. I don't see any even possible 8s. If there are, they'd be cool words. But I think it's just probably playing off the F and a P. Seems good here.
Yeah. He can play the word frap through the R in Foward. That looks pretty strong. But I think he's going to look a little bit longer to make sure there's not some obscure 8-letter word that he's missing. And on Will's end,
I just checked. There's no 8s in Jason's rack.
Oh, okay. Good to know. On Will's end, he's drawn the Q, but he's drawn the U and an S. So he'll likely be able to score pretty big next turn. Will definitely needed that opening bingo. If we could get a score update, that'd be fantastic. But right now the scores are looking very low for what has been happening. And okay, Pap instead is the play by Jason, which I don't think is as good as Frap. Maybe he missed Frap. Maybe he's elected to try and block a few lanes because he has the blank. I mean, when you have the blank, you don't need to worry too much about the board being open. Of course, every letter that you can play through that we call a floater, the I, the N, and the A, would have been pretty valid, depending on what Jason drew. Pretty useful, I guess, to play 8-letter words. But when you have the blank, sometimes it's good to just keep things a little bit under control and know that most likely you're going to be the first person to drop the next bingo. And as long as there are a few places to play, you should be okay.
So what do you think for Will here? I mean, cat stands out to me as something to at least consider, but you really don't want to. It's keeping the U and too many consonants for my liking. So definitely want to think about it maybe. But there might not be anything even close. So
yeah, it
like
seems sort of counterintuitive to be playing off the Q and keeping the U, but 40 points is 40 points.
Yeah, I think that's the best he has. Again, it's important, even when you have the QU combination, to make sure you're not forgetting those short Q words, Q without U words, because they can be very useful. Even when you have the Q, you always want to play the Q with the U. But if you can score 40 points, the U is okay. It's not the best letter, but 40 points is 40 points. So yeah, a really good job by Will to separate the familiarity with the QU combination and make what looks like the best play.
Bit of a mistake here by Jason. He did have a bingo through that C.
Oh, what was that?
He had focalized through that C up top there.
Oh wow, very nice.
Oh, focalize! Wow. Oh, we have a word from our producer Ryan, in Newfoundland that we're gonna show you a little treat, a little picture of what's at stake here in this event. And look at that! Look at that Monopoly money. I mean, sorry, I'm Canadian. This is money. This is not. This is real stuff.
Your money is so much prettier. I'm jealous just looking at it.
And yeah, take a look at that. Yeah, it is gorgeous and very nicely arranged in front of a computer. Very nice picture taking. There's a little bit missing off of the $5 bills, but hey, can't complain about that. And we see also a little bit off to the left, we see a copy of the book Word Freak, which is also pretty valuable. But yes, these players are playing for 1,500 for first place and 600 for second place. So that is, I think what we're seeing in front of us is more than that. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, it looks like a lot of money, and hopefully, once the picture was taken, that money was quickly hidden. Anyways, yeah, very nice break for Will that Jason missed his bingo through the C. Of course, Fez scoring almost 40 points is a very good play on its own, but Focalize would have actually doubled the Z tile and scored a nice 80 something. So that was definitely the call for Jason, and Will now can breathe for at least one more turn, and he does have the lead.
But I think it's a tough situation here. He wants to get rid of that U and probably the Y too, hoping to draw some better vowels, but it looks difficult here. I mean, I see Yod, YOD atop of Fez, but it again keeps the U. So I think it's, nothing quite jumps out at me yet.
Yeah, and for those of you that follow Will on Twitch and on his YouTube channel, he has very useful videos. A few people have walked up to him in the tournament and been like, "I really appreciated your videos. I learned a lot from your YouTube videos." So Will has a series called Better Know a Letter. One of those series is based on the tile U, and Will makes it very clear that the U is by far the worst vowel and one of the worst letters in the set of Scrabble. But yeah, sometimes you just have to take the hit, keep the U. Hopefully, your rack will improve from there. And it's not dead. There's definitely a good chance if he draws an E, which he does, that he can play a bingo soon. But then that V seems to be really bad. Before he drew that V, it seemed like he might draw into something like Scrabble, almost Scrabble through the C. But yeah, Jason drops JO. I think we like that play.
Yep, that looks pretty good.
Reasonable.
Keeping a fantastic leave.
What was that, Stefan?
Yeah, it's a perfectly solid choice. Dump that J and take your 25 points and move on.
And Jason draws very well. He draws an E and an S, so he's certainly going to have playable bingos on the next turn.
I don't think the S is going to be sitting on his rack quite as long as it did last game.
Yeah, yeah, I'll say. And the thing about this sort of rack that Jason has is he's going to be trying to focus as much as possible, not only on Will's time, but on his own time, to make sure that he's finding absolutely everything in the position, because there are so many possibilities with that rack. I can imagine that there are at least 10, 20 playable bingos right now. We'll see what Will plays, but I think he's looking at a nice overlapping play of revs making PIR, ANE, PAV, and cats, which will probably score somewhat almost 40 points. And Jason's going to be looking through that C mainly. If he can end in C, he might want to do that. If he can start in C, that's a lot more likely. C is actually an extremely strong tile for bingos. It is the second tile that starts the most 7 and 8 letter words. I'm sure I could have put that a bit differently, but the S is the tile that begins the most bingos, 7 and 8 letter words, and the C is not a very close, but second place. So when you have a C in a position like it is right now, almost certainly you're going to see a bingo come down at some point. And what do you guys see? and that was
So
no pun intended.
Calipes looks, or that's the only one I see that starts with a C, so triple a word. So I think that's what you'd want to play. Nothing
Oh, it
else popping
appears,
out.
yeah, it appears that Jason is aligned caliphys as well. I think
Oh,
that's
Calipers.
Oh yes,
that's
yep.
another option, but both of those options, they don't double the any of the 1 point letters on Jason's rack. They put the blank on that double letter score. So if I were Jason, I would be looking probably significant time here to make sure I'm not missing something that scores a little bit more. But it looks like he sees both of his options very, very quickly. Let's start with the C. So that's
This
it's very
is one
nice
of
from
those
Jason.
racks that it's one of those racks. It's very easy to get kind of lost in the woods here because it looks like there's got to be several options. As it turns out, he's found the only two that start with the C, but it looks like there's got to be more possibilities than that, and he's going to keep looking just to see if he can find some way that doesn't put the blank on that double letter score there. It's certainly worth taking the time to look, but it's something that you can easily spend 8 or 10 minutes trying to make sure you're getting the absolute best play.
Yep, no, I totally agree there. And I mean, Jason is pretty fast, and he finds everything. But you look, he's emoting there. He's looking to his left. I think he has something aligned on his rack that is potentially not valid, and he's trying to remember if it's a word. That's what I feel like he's doing. And I mean, sitting here, this could be a time for me to write down that Jason is emoting. This seems to be a tell, actually, if if I were to say so myself. But I mean, we know he's going to bingo, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, sometimes I guess with the mask, it's a lot harder to see what people's emotions are. But sometimes you can see that they're really confused about something, and we have the opportunity here to be very keyed in to the emotions and expressions of the players. But I think Jason's going to go ahead and play one of the options at some point. But yeah, you could take way longer on this turn, but very quick decision, I think, by Jason. And we're going to need to get that camera adjusted. I think he just knocked the camera a little bit. But yeah, I think it was very good of Jason to have played at that pace, because yeah, you can get lost. And with 22-minute clocks, this is 3 minutes less than you normally have. You need to go. You need to make moves.
And this is not giving Will a lot back to sort of work with here. Again, another sort of somewhat difficult rack for Will. Nothing immediately jumping out. I mean, hopefully he doesn't have to keep the U yet again, but we'll see. I mean, yeah. I don't even see any strong candidate plays here. What's available?
Yeah, I don't really know. It looks
just
like,
for the sake of getting rid of that the U, you can play Bluey into the Y, perhaps. I mean, you're still keeping the H and the V, which is frustrating, but
yeah, Bluey looks okay. You can also play Jebel from the J to score some points, but I think Bluey is probably a bit better. Will does have the lead by 5, but he's not in a favorable position given the letters on his rack.
I think whatever you do, you do probably want to keep the board more closed. So something like Blue would be okay in that respect. But yeah, I think Jebel probably a little too open though. Scores reasonably.
Yeah, it
Be
scores
good
a
if you
lot
could
more. It scores
parallel.
28.
Yeah, it'd be good if you could parallel Caliphies, but none of those tiles go under the I actually, so or the L. So that's not really going to be plausible here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a nice question from Shalisi in chat. Is it really worth spending all this time for the potential of what amounts to 3 extra points, especially when point spread doesn't matter in bracket play? I'd like to pass that question off to the two of you while I go and fix the rack cam. And yeah, I will be right back, but I'm sure your responses will be perfect.
Stefan, any thoughts?
For 3 extra points, probably not. He actually did a really good job of finding the only 2 77 pointers there. It's probably very tempting to try to squeeze the extra 3 points out. I know I probably would, and I'd probably end up getting, like I say, lost in the woods a little bit on that turn. But yeah, it's probably best you found your 77 points, just take it and move on. 3 points, you never know. It could make a difference, but it's the extra 5 minutes on your clock is probably going to be more valuable in the long run.
Yeah, I more or less agree, and I think a lot of Scrabble players tend to do this because it's not like there are any other like position or equity considerations. It's a purely word finding exercise to try and squeeze those extra 3 points out, and it feels really silly when all you needed to find was the other word, and that was your 3 points, as opposed to other defensive offensive considerations. So I think that might be another reason why a lot of people spend that time. And we see Jason drawing a bingo right out of the bag with the other blank. It's going to be
Oh my
tough
goodness.
for Will to come back from this. So what is the blank here?
Oh yeah, it'd be good to know. It could be one of 3 tiles, right?
Could be a W. Swatier is good, right?
Yeah.
It's probably a P, right?
Most likely.
It could be, yeah, or an N. It
Or
really
an N,
doesn't matter. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. But maybe we can potentially try and figure out what that blank is, just for the sake of it. But yeah, I'll see what we can do. But yeah, no, it's not that bad for Will, to be honest.
Yeah, the score isn't as severe as I thought. Definitely still chances here.
Yeah, he has the K. He's going to be able to score with it if he wants. He also probably has some other options elsewhere on the EIK. Okay, EIK is interesting. To the left of what we're gonna figure out is snottier, spottier, or swattier. But yeah, also just KO, I guess, in that spot is available, and HIVES would be the leave if Will plays KO, KI, and OE, and that's actually not a bad leave. He could draw into some very high scoring plays with that leave.
Yeah, and with putting the OE right there in front of that double letter score could potentially be a huge bingo starting with an H or a V if you can draw it.
Yeah. So interesting spot. I think Will's going to be starting to think about the remaining letters. The game is around, I guess, a bit more than a third of the way over, almost halfway over. So I think Will's going to start to think about what tiles he's likelier to draw here, and that's probably going to guide him a little bit. And this is something that top players start to do pretty early on in the game, is they take a look at what letters have been played and the distribution of what letters remain. For example, it's very important to note at certain points the vowel consonant ratio, which designates how many vowels are left and how many consonants are left, and try and just think about that mathematically in relation to the normal distribution, which is 42 vowels and 54 consonants. as well as 2 Ys and 2 blanks. That's the way that I do it. So the normal distribution being 42 over 54 might change things. Might change things in depending on how many vowels and consonants have been played. I think there have been a lot of consonants played at this point. I think there are a lot of vowels to come. It doesn't seem very different than normal, but I think Kish is played, and that's
Will going with
really,
Kish, interesting.
very, very high scoring play. What do you think about that, Josh? What's interesting about it?
I think I might. Well, I haven't scored it up, admittedly. Maybe the equity is just too good. I would, at first glance, prefer KO because I'm a bit down and maybe want to try and keep the good synergistic tiles to maybe bingo. But Kish might actually just be too many points to pass up here. It's what, 34 to 32.
It's
42.
44.
40 to 40.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, 42 is correct.
42.
Mhm.
So, and it doesn't leave the OE spot potentially. Also, Jason, I think, maybe had Clag or Cag under JO. I don't know if he wants to do that, but he did have I guess he's saving the G for the defog hook.
Interesting. No, that looked really good.
Maybe
Wait.
Colt is also pretty good. It keeps a strong leave and the G.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, okay, so about Kish, right? Like normally you don't want to play your S for only a 7-point increase in score. The normal increase you want is around 10, maybe more points. But it also is highly dependent on how the board looks. On this board, there really isn't a fantastic spot for an S. So the S does decrease in value. However, I believe that Kish might not have been super accurate here because, again, it's only 7 more points than KO, and Will is behind. I think being more proactive with KO might have worked out better for him because now, I mean, he drew a couple of consonants, which is good, but he left himself with the V, and there's no good place for the V on this board. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of his play, but he definitely has very solid reasoning for it.
And what do we think about Colt over maybe Clag or I guess Cag in this case? Because I'm not because I'm not like scoring these plays, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah. What do you think, Stefan?
I think it's reasonable to try to preserve your only vowel. I mean, he's certainly going to have some kind of parallel play next turn. I think he's maybe thinking that rather than just a 3 or 4 tile parallel play, you can draw into a bingo if you can keep a better balance. So I think Colt is perfectly fine.
I think now it looks like is would you want to play unaged here, putting the U in the spot? Or to play more closed, maybe keeping the U, because it doesn't look like there's a place for dunnage. So not totally sure.
Oh, there is no spot for dunnage. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, unaged kind of ugly. You're not only opening a triple, you're opening a double.
Oh, you're opening a double. Yeah, okay.
Jason isn't ahead by all that much. He's only ahead 9 points right now, so there isn't really too much that he can do to make a play, maintaining his lead without creating any threats. So yeah, I mean, unaged, definitely a very double-edged play, quite literally, but that might be his best bet. And this might have been why playing something like Cag last turn could have been an improvement. Because now Jason, I mean, he has the G. We don't like the G here, and he's keeping it for defog. But he could play something like Gunned and defog, I guess, and keep the A. But that scores so much less than unaged. So he's just going to be pretty middling at this point in the game. There is one S left, I believe, and neither player has it, and that S is definitely going to be key no matter what. Because despite what I said earlier about Will's S and Kish not being super valuable, as we see Dag, okay, interesting. I was not going to recommend that play because of how ugly the leave of UENN was, but does keep things a bit tight and could work out. Could work out for Jason, and it could be a play that I should have considered a bit more. I'm not really sure.
Probably not worth going with nag to undouble the ends just because of you don't want to set up the hook that you don't have.
Right. And
Yes,
what is
He's
exactly.
now triple the N.
Oh, okay. This is a strong play by Will. Good to
Mm.
see that hook for Colt, keeping RE, very strong leave, scoring decently. I think that looks pretty good.
Yeah, Ovoid looks very nice here. Just answering a question in chat. You can always use the define command. Many thanks to WTF Jew for the Twitch bot in chat. But yeah, if there's a word you're unfamiliar with, or if you want to check a word, feel very free in chat to use the exclamation mark define followed by whatever word or words you'd like to check. So yeah, defo meaning definitely is not a noun, does not take an S. So now defog is on the board, that does take an S. And Jason has drawn a third N, which is now 2 of his 3 N's are upside down. I can't take it, guys. I think I've tried the word unwent before, but I'm almost certain that's not valid.
Unwent. Seems like it could be a column.
Jason is really up on the clock here, though. That's a huge advantage. Despite the game being really close, Will only has 5 more minutes to make all of his plays. Jason goes ahead and plays Jaunt. That looks pretty good. Of course, he's still keeping 2 N's. But yeah, Will's not really going to be able to respond to that, I don't think.
Maybe he'll might even play OO off again this game. Maybe atop of Uist.
Are you guys still here?
He's holding it. Can you hear me?
I've lost my commentators.
Ooh, that's a good play. I'm still here. Hi, Josh.
Hey, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Oh, I muted myself. Excuse me. How did I do that? This is the second time I've just like I've knocked a button and I can't hear you guys anymore. I'm so sorry. What did I miss?
Will plays OO again. And it looks like the right play, and it's worked out for him. He's drawn a bingo, so we'll see if he gets to Raymond Martinet, Train Man. I don't know if there's a place for it on this board. Maybe Jason will open something up for him.
Intermat.
So we'll see. Intermat. Oh, excuse me, Intermat. That does fit.
Oh yeah, welcome to S Kaplan 31. Good to see you. And yeah, eyeing and jaunty though, that's going to deal with that pretty well.
Oh wow. Don't want to see that as well. That seems like it would block your only spot.
And yeah, I think things are getting closer to the end of the game, so it'd be useful to have a count on what tiles remain unseen for the players. But yeah, this is going to be a very good play for Jason, blocking Will's bingo, scoring massively.
It's a very fortunate draw, picking the Y immediately after playing Jaunt.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it seems like right now there are 11 tiles in the bag. Jason has a 62-point lead, and Will's going to want to bingo very soon.
These are
this
plays
go down to the wire.
Yeah, really agonizing because you have such a great rack, but you can't. It seems in this case you can't bingo, and you have to blow it up. And I I have so much trouble finding out the best way to like sort of blow it up. I mean, here Mako making MOW and MAKO looks okay, but I don't have a great sense of what would be best.
Yeah, I like that play a lot. Mako making MOW, playing to the KO already on the board. That scores way better than anything else. Keeps the leave of EINRT, which is very, very nice. It's not as nice as it might usually be because Will is looking to potentially play through that N and Jaunt, which is duplicated. But it looks very good, and if Will's able to draw an A or another vowel, which there aren't that many of left, he might be in business. So we'll see. This draw is going to be very key.
Well, Jason's done him a bit of a favor by soaking up a
Ooh.
bunch of the garbage left onto his rack.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that
and
was
look
a
at
very
that draw.
favorable draw for Will.
Yep,
Unbelievable.
that's fantastic draw. We'll at least have entries next to on column N, and certainly other stuff in tensor, I guess, in tourneys. So he'll have bingos coming down. I guess the question is, where will they go?
Yeah, and it all depends on what Jason does, I think. What's interesting here is, okay, Will's just played 2. There's 9 in the bag. Jason, if he plays UG like he's thinking of, there will be 6 tiles in the bag. And so Will's bingo is going to empty the bag. Will's going to be drawing 6 new tiles. And yeah, depending on what Jason draws on his next pull, this could go down to the end game and it might get really, really close. So yeah, this is very intense actually. Jason looks like he's about to play UG for 24. That's going to increase his lead to almost 60 points. Will's bingo is going to score something like 70. So if he plays the bingo, he's going to go down. He's going to be up 10 points in an end game where he is definitely not favored to go out first. And Jason, oh my goodness, has just drawn 3 vowels, which is incredibly clutch. That is exactly what he needed. Had he drawn a few more consonants, he would have been in huge trouble potentially in an end game. But yeah, Will is going to drop entires for 73. And I don't know if this is going to be good enough. Jason has walks lined up on the rack. That's going to score incredibly well underneath entires. And the question is Jason going to be able to go out the turn after that with NAIN anywhere? So yeah, knowing what's going to happen in this end game is going to be key. So I think we'll have Matthew check that out for us. But yeah, let's see what Will draws. He's going to be drawing ABILMR, which seems pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to ask. If he can go out, I think he has a really good shot. But if not, then it'll be really tough. So.
Yeah, as we see ABM, RIL. The big question is, does Will have an outplay that he is threatening with those letters?
Well, he does. He's got Balmier or Lambier through that E, but of course Jason's going to take that spot. Walks is the play that jumps out immediately, but he's got to be careful and make sure that he's taking Will's rack into account. But this is an example of where the obvious play is also the play he needs to make.
He could also play Knox in that spot. Does that help him to go out next turn? It sets up Raw in from the R and forward, which is incredibly hard to block, I would say.
And also sets up Winna through the N and Jaunty.
And Winna is good. Okay, so that is going to be key here. Just playing Knox underneath entires rather than walks is a really good play that will seal the deal if Jason's able to see his outplays. And it looks like this is going to go to Jason as long as he makes one of the winning plays, which there are tons of in the position. There are at least
64-bit Scrabble. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there are at least 7 winning plays here, and walks is not one of them. Um, if Jason plays walks, we're gonna see a tie with perfect play. Oh my god, I'm getting really, really excited.
Wow.
Really excited. But that's if he plays it on the top. On the bottom, what happens if he plays it on the bottom? I think if he plays it on the bottom, he loses
It
because
loses to
Will's gonna
Mib.
play Mib on top, making Mew and ISO, which is gonna score a ton of points, and Jason's not gonna be able to go out. So
Wow.
Jason, with 5 minutes on the clock, he's just verifying, I think, his tracking, and he's going to have to make a precise play in this end game. There are many, many wins for Jason, so I do expect him to find one of them. But this is quite intense.
So does Nox underneath win? I mean, it looks very decent because of
Yes,
the
it
outs it
does.
threatens. Okay.
Yeah. So Nox underneath, it threatens to play 2 outplays, which are unblockable. I think there might be a way to block them with a really, really bizarre and precise play. Like, for example, Umbra from the U,
Umbra, yeah,
but
that
that
might
will
work.
set up Raw in again, so that doesn't
Oh,
work.
of course.
So, I don't know if it's even possible to block Winna and Ron at the same time. But Jason's going to have to figure that out. Will is just going to sit tight and see what Jason plays. I think Will definitely feels the danger in this position, knowing that he has 6 tiles. He's ahead 15, but Jason has that X. Honestly, that AIO draw, unseen to Jason with UGH, what was in the bag with UGH was AIO as well as Will's rack. So it could have very well been that Jason drew 2 consonants or even 3 consonants with his leave of W. I think it was WNNX, and that would have turned things for sure the other way. So yeah, 2 very clutch draws. Will drawing ES to his rack of Inter, and then Jason drawing 3 vowels to his X and his W. But he's looking at walks. He has under 3 minutes left to go, and now he sees Nox. And I think if he sees Nox, he's gonna like it. He's gonna really like this play. But he's changing it back to walks. He's not sure what to do. His time is definitely ticking. He has another 2.5 minutes. That's more than enough time to figure this out. But he has Nox lined up. He's probably looking, where can I put that WAIN? And he might see Winna, he might see Raw, and he might only see one of those plays. But if he sees both, and I think that's what he just saw, he's going to play Nox, which is, I think, the most straightforward win in the position. But yeah, this is crazy. I mean, the best play is Axon, apparently, on the other side of Entires, which happens to keep the letters win on the rack, and that sets win up underneath Axon, making new, because the N would make NE. So that sets up win on that side, and it sets up win as well as the on the other side of Axon on top, making NAT. So yeah, that is the best play, and it's kind of hilarious that it keeps win on the rack, but Nox looks like it's going to come down. What do you guys think? You think he's going to play it? You think he's going to beat Will right now?
I
Right here,
think
right now?
he'll do the right calculations. I'm fairly sure he's just double checking. I think he sees the outs.
I think
Also
often in
saves
these
his win.
positions, you might see everything, but you just want to double check. I'm not missing something. He has to look at 6 tiles on Will's rack to make sure that he's not giving something back to him, that he's tracked correctly, that the scores are all good. He has to calculate this. Now he's under a minute. So,
oh wow, he's formed Axon on his rack. He's formed the best play.
Yeah, I think the only question is now, if he sees Axon, is he giving Will something back? And it looks like he he isn't, or it looks like he knows that he isn't giving Will anything, and he makes the play, the best play, and Jason Keller is about to take home 1,500 Canadian dollars after leaving the letters win on his rack. I can't get over the irony of that. And yeah, Will's going to be able to score pretty well on this turn, but that's not going to be nearly enough to beat Jason. And we're going to see a 4-1 victory very early on in this final matchup. Unbelievable. And yeah,
exactly as I
Will
predicted
knows.
that Jason would win both of them.
Wait, I don't see what you predicted in chat, but I'm pretty sure you're being sarcastic.
Yes.
What's that in Freedom Bucks? Yeah, like 350. Exactly, physics. Exactly 350. Yeah. This isn't the ruble, but yeah. Damn. Barm is 35.
Okay.
And that is Will's best option. Overlapping Axon. But it doesn't address anything that Jason's able to do. It leaves him still with a new and win. And yeah, there's just no way. The X does a fantastic job at preventing over or underlapping plays. And this is it. And Will knows it. He's down to under a minute, and yeah, he's just double checking. He knows that he's losing, and yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see the game played out, I think. But unbelievable. I mean, I guess there's still a chance. I mean, until Jason makes the winning play, but yeah, this should be it.
Wow. Well, great play
We've had
by
some
both
lopsided
sides.
matches in this. We've had some, some lopsided games in this match. It's good to see a good, close, tightly fought game for once.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jason ends the game with win. The final score is 466 for Jason Keller, 446 for Will Anderson, and Jason finishing the series with a 4-1 almost sweep over Will Anderson, the top-rated player in North America. Yeah, Jason must be feeling amazing about this. And yeah, the fact that Win is on his rack at the very end is just insane. So yeah, congratulations to Jason. Will's still gonna take home $600. Jason's gonna get a nice pocket of 1.5K. And we're gonna head over to another match eventually. Consolation match, maybe the third place match, fourth place match. But right now, we're going to do some analysis. We're going to have Matthew O'Connor come in, as he has done over the past weekend, and he's going to talk to us about his thoughts on the two games that we just witnessed. So, as usual, commentators, you can take a break as well. I'm going to take a small break. You can stay and listen. You can do as you please. Our producer behind the scenes is going to work that out. But yeah, Matthew's going to come in here, and what's that? Oh, hold on. Oh, we're going to interview first. I see it. I apologize. Yeah, so we're going to have an interview with the winner first. Okay. All right, so Jason's actually going to come in here, and I don't know if I'm going to interview him or if someone else is going to interview him. But yeah, you guys will be able to, I think, potentially ask questions as well. But yeah, we haven't done this yet this weekend, but yeah, we're gonna have an interview with the winner. All right. Yeah, and then we're gonna do the analysis. So I guess we'll wait until that occurs. But yeah, what do you guys think? Were you expecting this? I'm gonna end the prediction. Were you expecting a 4-1 victory for either player? I definitely wasn't.
No, certainly not.
Nope, definitely wasn't on my radar. But congrats to Jason Keller. He played really well. Congrats to Will Anderson. Also played really well. Gave us a really exciting match. Lots of high-level play.
Agreed.
We already seen the chat, the questions coming in about mustard. Jason's gonna be happy. He's gonna be happy. So you can ask him all the questions you want. Yeah. My goodness. All right, welcome in, Jason. Who's interviewing you? It's me. Okay,
my God.
fantastic. So I guess I'll relay questions from the other commentators because I'm wearing headphones. But yeah, we're gonna get you in frame here, and commentators
And my
stay
water
put.
bottle too.
If you have any questions, and yeah, we have
The
We
star,
have the water
of
bottle.
the stream.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Jason, congratulations, of course. Well
Thank you.
done, 4
Thank
and 1.
you. I'm shocked. I'm
Let's
absolutely
get you
shocked.
a little bit closer.
I am absolutely shocked.
Why do you say that?
I've not had. I know what I'm up against playing Will. I know that he's had the better of me for a while, and I know that really you either have to be on your best, on your best game, or really lucky. So and I know that every game was okay. Save game 4 was every move. It was pretty tense. It didn't look like that.
Yeah, in the last game,
Yeah,
it was the tensest. I mean, it came down to the end game.
Yeah.
So I guess the first question I have,
Yeah.
we'll go maybe back in time,
Yeah.
slowly but surely, is when you played UGH,
Yes.
your leave was what?
Was WNNX,
right?
Yeah.
So when you saw the 3 vowels
Yeah.
that you drew, A, I, O, how did that make you feel?
I'm still not out of the woods yet. I mean, I'm like, at least I have something. At least I can score. And so I was just like, whatever happens, whatever happens. I give myself, and then in the end, I give myself a lot of credit for unfixating from walks, which I think would have lost, and just thinking about it, and then realizing, oh, wait a second, instead of playing, take a little bit of patience there. But yeah, it was good to see a couple of vowels there. Certainly.
Yeah. And obviously, we had the opportunity here to know exactly what was going on in this end game.
Yeah.
We saw walks, and we saw that looked like an obvious play that you would just normally make.
Yeah.
Underneath Will's bingo
Yep.
of entires,
Yep.
and indeed that was not a winning play.
Yep.
However, walks on the other side of entires would have ended in a tie. So
well, that I wouldn't have, and that I probably would have bungled the next couple of moves. So I also was like, okay, I found something that makes it easy on myself, and then I saw, okay, got it.
Yeah,
got it.
So yeah, the play of Knox was what you saw right after walks, and that was actually what I looked at, and I saw that seemed like it was going to win, but then you eventually, with so little time, just turned
honestly,
over to Axon.
I saw Winna, and I was like, I forgot if that's like
Winna.
one thing. Winna, and I was like, I see that out. I don't remember that's a word. And then I was like, wait a second, just just refresh. Yeah, right, and do it. And fortunately, see it. Yeah,
the speed and the calculation was really great.
Well,
you did have the time advantage.
Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations again on that game. What was the game you feel like you struggled the most against Will in the series?
Will, I was gonna say that. I mean, that last one was really tough. I mean, obviously there was the game that I lost, but I feel like I always am just trying to fight, and it doesn't matter what the score is. And so I'm just trying to and especially took a lot of time when we were all not playing from COVID, and I kind of came back and said, you know what, I'm gonna try to tell myself every game, just whatever you play, whatever happens, in the end, it's okay. And I've been reassuring myself. I know that I have a little bit of a reputation, but I'm really trying to just kind of forget about anything that happens in the moment, and just try to really focus down on, whatever's going on. It's okay, have an idea, and just play through.
Is this your first big win in Canada?
You know what? It is actually not. I won the Montreal tournament several years ago.
Oh, I remember that. I was there.
Yes,
Yes,
you were there. You were there. I think you were like, you were like second division at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, that I remember. Yeah, you came. I think that was the first time I met you. You came to Montreal, and I was like,
or
oh,
maybe I know you've. Maybe you come down to New York, but maybe
probably knew of you
Yeah.
before then, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, this is the Jeopardy champ. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, Jason is a multi-time Jeopardy champion, as well as being a fantastic Scrabble player. So yeah, how is it to juggle these two two massive talents of yours? How do you
It's
do
kind
it?
of funny. I mean, one thing, I don't do that much, but honestly, before I got into Scrabble, I played Quiz Bowl in college and graduate school and spent way too much time on it. So a lot of times that's kind of automatic now. And, I don't do a lot with that now, although I'm trying to get back a little bit into it. But yeah, and honestly, it's just whenever I have the time to do whatever, that's what happens.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go to a couple of questions in chat, and if the commentators then have, actually, let's start with the other commentators. So we're joined with Josh Castellano and Stefan Rao. So if either of you have a question for Jason, one question each, maybe, we'll go ahead and do that. Then we'll take a question or two from chat, and then we're gonna bring in Will, who is our second place winner. So yeah, either of you, if you have a question, let us know.
Stefan, do you have one?
You go first.
Okay.
All on that.
Well, I guess the first is a comment. I thought the process of you finding walks, which loses, and then knocks, which wins, and then axon, which is the best play that we confirmed. But that was great, and I think.
Okay, let me translate, Josh, because he can't hear. So he thought that seeing walks and then knocks, then axon, just you being able to show us the development of your thought process was really awesome to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a comment, and now he has a question, right?
The other, I guess the question I had was the Colt versus maybe CAG or CLAG play was really interesting. I'm not sure what the thought process was there. Definitely one might be justified over the other, but not sure.
So when you played Cult, there was a thought of maybe playing CAG or CLAG, making jaw and defog.
Well,
so what was the thought process on that?
My thought process there was, because I had seen DAG, I didn't really like, and CAG maybe I just didn't like. I thought that I could very well end up with no vowels the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
We saw what happened later.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thought was the DANG also, maybe I draw it. I knew that I had DAG saved in reserve. Maybe I even could get like zagged and jog with the right draw, but also just, I was like, well, keep it a little bit more balanced. Try to pick up something to make it a little bit better, knowing that I also felt that Will probably wasn't gonna play, and that's also just depending on just that spot I thought was gonna stay open.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, just have that in reserve, hopefully get a couple of good, get a couple of things to go with the rack, and then just if I have to, and then I played DAG on the next turn as an option, just to CLAG especially. I didn't want to open the triple. We know that I've had a couple of brushes with opening triples this tournament.
Got it. Okay, perfect. And Stefan,
thanks for your response.
Josh says thank you. Stefan, do you have any a quick question?
On the UG play, did you consider exchanging given the horribleness of your leave?
So on the UG play, did you consider anything else such as exchanging?
That's a good, you know what? I felt like exchanging was not ideal. I felt like I wanted to cover the triple line. I felt like if, obviously the vowels coming was great, but I felt like I might be able to withstand one of the, lines on the doubles if it was simple tiles. And I felt like, just keep scoring, keep that lead. It was a little bit, but I just felt like I needed to just block that spot that I opened. So I felt like that was kind of a forced play.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks, Jason. There's a couple of questions in chat. Just just a very funny question. What is your favorite flavor of mustard? Of course, we have the mustard bottle. We got to address
I actually
the lore.
don't like mustard. Honey mustard.
Honey mustard.
Yeah, like I do not.
Sounds
I'm not
good.
really a big mustard guy. And it's funny because if you know me, like I love my deli sandwiches, but I do not love them with mustard.
Okay, perfect. And the last comment is you ended perfectly in irony with the play of win. That's just ridiculous. But anyways, congratulations again to Jason Keller taking home.
Thank everybody out there for watching. Thank you, Canada.
Sounds good. All right, thanks, Jason.
All right.
Good job.
I want to hop in here.
All right, Josh is here. Josh is here. We have the man, the badass behind the scenes. He's been sitting in the tournament room, controlling so many things. We have Josh Greenway here. We have 3 Joshes at the same time. What is that? What is going on?
Hey, everyone. I just want to say thanks so much for watching the stream. And I want to say thank you, Josh, for doing such a great job with commentary and keeping all of your co-commentators on point, keeping them all scheduled, all that kind of stuff. You've done a wonderful job, and we've got a great staff here who put this event and this stream together. So I'm very thankful for those guys. I also want to say congratulations to Jason. What a fantastic performance. And we've got an interview with Will coming up.
Awesome.
And then we're going to get to a little bit of Quackle.
Okay.
And then we're going to get another game queued up.
Amazing.
And I'm going to find out what game that is.
Fantastic.
So with that.
Awesome. Before you go, you're thanking me. I'm going to take all of those thanks and throw it back at you and a little extra. So thank you, Josh. Everybody in chat. None of this would have been possible without Josh's help. We did so much planning, and he did like 10 times as much planning as I did. And I said we did so much planning. So anyways, we're going to keep things going until the end of the tournament. We're going to have some more games, or one game for you guys afterwards. And I'm going to interview the runner-up, the man himself, Will Anderson. Thank you, Josh.
Love you, bro.
All right. Love you too. Oh, William. Yes, of course, a disappointing last day of play for you. All throughout the series, we were really impressed with the level of play from you and from Jason. So, congratulations on second. That's still a nice amount of colorful money. So, I guess. How do I interview people that didn't win? I don't do you know how to you're a better interviewer than me. So
should I ask myself some questions?
I think maybe that would work if you're up for that.
First question for myself would be, how does it feel to know that I could have probably tied the last game instead of lose with a different bingo? Feels pretty good.
Really?
To know that? No, I'm just kidding. It's
wait, I wasn't aware of this.
Yeah, just maybe that's a sneak preview of the Quackle segment
Whoa.
later. So,
you heard it here first.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
I don't feel super bad about that because I didn't have that much time to calculate. Just had to go with instinct and try to get a couple extra points and hope that would be enough in the end game. I think mostly I'm trying to draw the X there and have plays with it, and sometimes I win and sometimes not. So, it feels, honestly, it doesn't feel good to lose in Scrabble, but it doesn't feel that bad either. It's just been so fun to be out here playing. And, I found that I don't have my normal instinct of like, when I have that critical draw, I'm just praying like, please let these be the good tiles. And this time I've just been like, you know what, whatever tiles, I'll take any tiles because I'm just happy to be playing over a physical board. So Yeah, it's I'm not sweating it. Congrats to Jason. He played great, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna write that down.
I mean, you came back after not playing over the board for over 2 years, and it was as if you'd never left, and it was as if you'd become even more of like just the apex predator of a Scrabble player. And I just don't understand how you do it. I know you've been playing online. I know you've been keeping up with a little bit of studying, probably. Not too much, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just incredible to watch you play, and I really hope that we'll be able to feature you in some more events. So I mean, yeah, really, it was a best of 7. Anything can happen. Jason's a very, very strong opponent, but you played phenomenally well. We loved it. It was fantastic.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good to hear. I mean, it's hard to know whether you're buttering me up for the camera or what here, because sometimes I feel like there's definitely stuff that I could have done differently that would have made a pretty big impact on the games. But I'm going to take it at face value, and if you're thinking that I put on a decent performance, then I will say thank you. And
Will can't believe it's not butter, folks. Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. Josh
I'd love to see the
if
chat.
Josh and Stefan, you have any questions for Will, I will.
I decline to answer these questions.
Decline. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
I will
Understandable.
translate them because actually no. Why don't I just give you the headphones and I won't know what they asked, but that's fine.
No,
Here,
you
take
can-
the headphones.
Okay, that's fine. Hey guys, hold on. Hello. Can you guys
Hey, Will.
hear
Yep.
me? Hey Josh. Hey,
I
Josh.
can hear
How
you.
are you guys doing?
I'm good.
Josh's
Great
head
to be
shape
here.
is a little different than my head shape, so this is kind of like, let's see. Yeah, it fits. Okay. What?
Great,
Yeah, you're right.
great to have you join us. Great to watch you play. I guess one of my questions is, how what did you do over the pandemic, or how do you feel about, what's your attitude on like Rust? Do you think it's a thing in Scrabble where you need to like break it off, or do you think you're able to jump right back into it? And how have your like activities over the pandemic affected your play when you came back over the board?
Yeah, it's a good question. Question was about Rust. You know, how does Rust manifest itself? Is that, should we not be translating at all?
Do whatever we want.
So
man.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely, there's no substitute for playing over a physical board. There's certain things that that are just a little bit different. Sometimes I feel like the biggest thing for me is maintaining that focus. There's something about being in a big playing room, over a board, the clinking of tiles and the whole spectacle of it, that sometimes I feel like I am maybe more apt to just zone into the computer and have no distractions. But at the same time, when you're playing online, I feel like sometimes you rush a little bit. When you're playing over a physical board, I think you see fewer, phony 2-letter words and stuff like that, because by actually placing the tiles on the board, you're forced to look at what you've done as opposed to type something quickly and hit enter. So I do think that, Scrabble is Scrabble somewhat. I know that there really is no substitute for being here at a tournament in terms of community. Like, I loved all of the stuff that, seeing all of my friends for the first time in years and doing stuff after hours, and all of that stuff to me is the community aspect of a tournament is what's not replaceable. I feel like playing online pretty consistently, I do think that even though I haven't studied super much over the last year compared to the past, I didn't feel very rusty. I felt like I was able to play mostly quickly and to my normal ability, just because I've been playing online pretty consistently. So, people's mileage will vary there for sure. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can take the second place and, like, you're a Blitz champion of the world. You won a national championship. There will be more tournaments, and Will is going to win a lot of them.
You're damn right I am. You better watch out, because I'm going to be studying a word list that consists only of Highveld every day for the next year. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to have a Highveld sign on the wall, like Ted Lasso hits the sign that says believe. For me, it's going to say Highveld, and I'm going to go bam every day. And I'm going to come back to this tournament next year and play that word 4 or 5 times and show my stuff to the world. So, yeah.
New Champions Corner. Oh my God.
Nice.
All right. Yes. Stefan, I guess. Do you have anything to say to our
first
second-
off, hi, Will. Congratulations on a strong performance. Sorry that things didn't go quite your way on the last day, but still very entertaining nonetheless. The question I have for you is, do you have a cat with you? Because I think we all need to have a cat cam right about now.
Yeah, I could certainly use one. I'm very excited to. So basically, once everything wraps up here, I start my drive home. It's 6+ hours, and waiting at the end of that drive for me is going to be the ultimate cat cam of 3 very happy cats. So to actually answer your question, basically everywhere I go is always some component. Like every garment that I have has some level of cat hair on it. So technically, everywhere I go is also some piece of the cat's as well. So,
Okay.
Not sure if that's detectable.
Well,
It is
sadly,
It's,
last
it's
time
not quite the
last time
same
we saw
without
each
the
other-
music,
Oh, sorry,
but it's
go
still
ahead.
it'll still do.
That's true. Well, the music is the one thing that can come with me anywhere, right? The cats
true.
would have to come in a carrier or something, but we could just get pictures of them set to the cat cam.
Well,
music.
you know how some people like they pump themselves up with music.
That's
You
my
could just
pump-up
have
music.
like you're just like walking around the tournament with the cat cam music. Like, let's go, we got this.
with like a little boom box, like
Yeah.
portable boom
Oh, yeah,
box.
that
just
would be
everywhere
even
I go.
better.
Yikes, that would be quite the spectacle. So, yeah, I'm excited to see them later. So,
Okay, so I will grab these back. Thank you for your questions, co-commentators. Let me see if there's a question in chat for Will before we move on to the next thing. What was your favorite move that you played this tournament? That's a great question from Nitz to end things.
favorite move? I wonder. I didn't really have a move that I was like telling people about that I was super proud of. Let's see. I must have played some interesting bingos or other, maybe on stream. Oh, maybe Katoxim, or however you say that, was pretty funny. That was I think it was my first play of the tournament, right? So it was on the live stream against Heidi
That's
in the
insane.
first game, and
Yeah.
I was sitting with that rack saying oh, maybe I'll get a T or an O, and I'll have some fun here, and that is what happened. So, Omicron. Yeah, I'm seeing. Hey, Dustin, what's going on? Yeah, I had that on my rack, and I had seen it on the bottom of the board, but for some reason, I had just the moment's doubt in it. I was going to play it because I ultimately decided, this is a word. But then I saw Morkins, which is a funny word. It is a little higher scoring. So we went with that instead. So it would have been sad for me to play a phony variant of Omicron.
Well,
Pun intended.
No, that would have been a good omen for the future of our species, I think, if there was a phony variant out there. In any case, Will, thank you so much, our second place winner. Really appreciate you coming in here. Well done, well played, and I'll catch you later, man.
Sounds
Thank you
good.
so
Thank you
much.
very much
All
for
right.
all
I'll
of
get
that
a little
you
hug.
and the rest of the team have done. It's been incredible. Really appreciate all your hard work, and on to more Scrabble.
Yeah.
We're not done yet, so don't go anywhere.
And if you like, you could stay here and listen to the analysis. You're free to do whatever. Your series is over. If you'd like, why not? You can stay in the room.
Oh, okay. Sure. I'll listen to Matthew dissect me with his
Perfect. Awesome. And I'm going to stay
Wacko.
here as well. Matthew's coming over for analysis. Thanks, Will. And we're going to show a little bit of that. And then we're going to head to Sean Abassi versus Noah Slatkoff in one of the, whatchamacallit, what would you call
Consolation
it? Consolation bracket.
Finals.
Yeah, so we'll get Matthew in frame. I don't think all three of us can fit in frame, but we'll get Matthew sitting right here, and Will, maybe you can move over
Yeah.
if you'd like.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Awesome.
Alrighty.
All right, let's get close.
Good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. We had a very exciting game. I don't know why this shows the score is so close. I think I mixed up a move somewhere. Did I mix up a move? I think I mixed up Fez and Yod. Shoot. Anyways, the score is actually 16 off from what it says it is. But we have some exciting moves to analyze. So, the first one we are going to look at is this play of revs. This is a critical position because Will decides to get rid of the S that he is sitting on. And normally I would not be the biggest fan of dumping your S, but if we look at his other options, he doesn't have very many. The only option he has that does not get rid of the S is going to be Jarrell here. So his options become Rev, Juves, Jarrell, and some other plays like this. And if you notice, his other options do not score very well. So when you really don't have any other options, we're going to look at a play like Revs that gets rid of all of his good tiles in a much better light because it scores way more than anything else except for this play of Juves, which has its own issues because it scores 8 points less. So I think that despite getting rid of all of Will's good tiles, Revs is a great play.
Jackpot, baby.
I
I like to hear.
The next
We see it.
interesting
That's amazing.
position we have here is with Will's play of Kish. And this is another turn where Will elects to score a couple more points by getting rid of the S. So his other main option here is going to be Ko. And the cool thing about Ko is that Will is going to be a bit behind, and he's going to set himself up with another lane. This lane is not very good because Defo does not take an S. But this lane, OE takes a lot of different front hooks, and which means that, including the H he has, which means that this is going to give him a lane when he's behind, and there's a good chance he's going to need a bingo. This score is actually wrong.
Yeah.
It's 16 further apart, so he's going to be behind 15 after Ko, and he's going to be behind 7 after Kish. And the thing is, even though that's close, he has what's called Jason Keller has what's called the tempo, which means it's his turn, and that means that Jason Keller is going to be the favorite to score about 30, 20, maybe 20, 15, 20 more points over the next few turns because on average he's going to get to go one half turn more than Will. So when you're behind a few points and behind a tempo, it's actually a very it's not as good of a spot as it looks. You're not doing very well. So when you're not doing very well, it can tend to be a good idea to open up a lane, keep your S, and that's what this play of Ko is going to accomplish. Let's see.
Yeah, I like the play of Ko. So yeah, this was in the last game, right? All of these plays in the ultimate final game. I like the play of Ko over Kish, but yeah.
So here is the play of Dag by Jason Keller, and I am not the biggest fan of this play because the leave that he keeps is UNNE, which is not a good leave. We got a couple of other options for him. We can play Unaged. We could play something like Gunned if we're worried about the triple, and then we could also play Nag, which takes a front S, but has the much nicer leave of DEUN. Remember how we've been talking about how duplicates are bad? The N is going to be one of the worst tiles to duplicate just because of sort of natural patterns in the English language. There happens to be not a lot of words with two N's in it. So the N is going to be one of the worst tiles. And then he can also do something like unwaged. This has the obvious drawback of opening up lines, so I would probably not do this. I think I like Nag the best because despite the S hook, it's not going to be that hard to shut it down immediately, and it keeps a much more flexible tiles in his leave in case he needs to go into a sort of shootout situation where neither player bingos before the end of the game.
Yeah, I definitely liked unaged in that position.
I think I like unaged too. You might be saying, "Hey, unaged sets up a double-double," but this is one of those situations where Will is basically going to have one shot at the double-double, and because that's going to be a likely place to play anyways, because it's a double word and it scores decently well. So yeah, I think unaged or Nag would be a much better choice than Dag. And then let's see, the last one that I'm going to talk about is this play of Entires. First of all, I'm gonna adjust the score to try to be more accurate because I have the score wrong. Let's give Jason Keller a couple nickels. So yeah, this is pretty. It's not the exact score, but this is Will's rack. He's got Entires, and we basically have 3 good choices. We can play through here, right, with the H and A. Like A, we can play here with the R, and we can go down there, or we have 2 bingos through this N on the board, so we can play in turns or in tensor. And I think that my favorite
this is it.
play here is going to be in tensor because it accomplishes a couple of important goals. One is obviously it's a bingo, like our other choices, and another thing is that we're not opening up the triple, and the issue with opening up the triple is that every play over here that opens up the triple is going to set up. Jason Keller basically gets the first crack at it because it'll be his turn after the bingo. So after anything like Entires, there are going to be a lot of plays that Jason Keller could play. Maybe Nicks, maybe Locks, maybe Walks, but he's always going to get first crack at it, and there's always going to be a high-scoring play for Jason Keller right there. However, if we play in tensor or something along that lines, Jason Keller is going to end up with a lot fewer options on his next turn because he does not have easy access to the triple. So we're gonna run championship player, and yeah, basically I'm gonna show. I bet there's a decent chance that Will might have maybe 5 or 10 percentage points more of a chance of winning after Intensor because of how much less it's going to set up on this board.
Yeah, that's a crazy play there. Apparently, you're saying that this would have ended up in a tie.
Oh, I think I said that when I had the score wrong. Actually, I don't think he had any chance this time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I was so excited that there might have been a tie.
No,
but
the tie we would have gotten.
Yeah, maybe that gives Will the best chance because
if,
I mean it's tough though. End games, pre-end games are super complicated. But yeah, that
the tie we were getting was if Jason Keller played Walks on top of top of Entires.
Right.
So yeah, let's see. And there's also perhaps a viable choice in not bingoing because if you can bingo out, you get all of the points off of your opponent's rack. So sometimes trying to set up a bingo out. All right, let's see. Oh, it actually looks like we are going to see Entires as the best play. So it looks like the 5 extra points in this case are going to matter more than the board position. So very nice job, Will. He found it in time pressure, and Quackle agrees with him.
Awesome. So yeah, that was the last game of the series where Jason Keller clinched first place in the Canadian Scrabble Classic main event top division. So thank you, Matthew, once again
Yeah.
for the analysis. Maybe we'll have you back again.
Yes, we'll see.
We'll see. We're doing a lot of things on the fly here. We're having a lot of fun trying to make sure this broadcast is as entertaining as possible. And Matthew, you've been an amazing ad. So if we don't see you again, really appreciate your analysis, your ideas, and I think chat has loved it too. So thank you, Matthew.
Thank you. All right.
All right. Fantastic. So, I think we're going to say goodbye to one of our commentators, and we're going to replace Stefan with a Canadian. I mean, sorry, let me get this camera back on me. Hello, I'm back. So, Stefan, you were here with us for 2 games. Thank you so much for your amazing commentary. I've always loved hearing your commentary. It's really, I don't know. There's like, I love it, and I'd love to have you back maybe some other time for another event. Yeah, we love the shirt. We love everything about it. So thank you, Stefan. You had a night shift. You're probably ready for bed.
Yeah,
and maybe
it's
we'll
about
see
2
you
in
as
the
well
morning
in a
on my
tournament.
internal clock right now.
2 in the morning. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. We're gonna stay with Josh, and hopefully we're gonna get a third commentator in, Evan Borofsky, a Canadian expert. So thank you, Stefan. Have a nice rest.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, other Josh.
Thank you.
And thank the other Josh for me, and enjoy the final game.
Perfect. So right now it's just myself and Josh Castellano. We're gonna try to see if Evan can join. But yeah, the players are ready to go. They're primed. This is the 3rd place match, I think. If we could get an update in the standings, that would be phenomenal. Maybe I missed it in the communications, but yeah, these 2 players are, I think, potentially playing for. Oh, I guess they're playing for 5th place. But yeah, we'll figure that out. Josh, I'm glad you're still here with me. Thank you for your patience throughout those interviews and analysis. But yeah, the players are ready to go, so we can definitely have them start whenever. Yeah.
And great to be back, analyzing another game or commentating another game. Do we know the match score between these 2?
That would be good to know. By the way, there might be a little bit of a of lag in the stream for a while when we try to get Evan in here, but yeah, it shouldn't take that long. But it would be good to have the match score for these 2 players and know what they're playing for as well. No matter what, these are 2 Canadian players. It's good to have Canada back on the streamed board. Josh, yourself, you are technically Canadian as well, despite living in the capital city of that other country.
That's correct. I'm a dual citizen. It allowed me to play in the 2013 Canadian National Scrabble Championship, which was a great time. But yeah, my dad is Canadian, so I get to be Canadian too, and it's great to be a part of both worlds and all the advantages that come with it.
Fantastic. Okay, so I think we have Evan Borofsky here, and we're going to introduce him. He is another Canadian. I mean, he's a real Canadian, or I mean, you're a real Canadian. But Evan is a fantastic Scrabble player. He doesn't play super often, but he's one of the best, and it's great to have him here on board. So yeah, if he's available, let's see him. Let's see the goods. Oh, maybe not. In any case, if we can get him in here at any point, that would be great. And the players, I think, are going to start at any moment as well. Yeah, we can definitely start. All right, so Sean Abassi, Noah Slatkoff. We want a score. We want to score in a series, but what's that? Okay, great. Sorry about that. Noah is up 3-2. Yes, awesome. So we know that Noah is trying to win this game to eliminate Sean Abassi, or just finish in a better position than him. But it's really good to see Noah back on camera. And he has agiotage aligned. Sadly, there's no E. He's going first. But yeah, very quick find. Noah definitely playing a little bit of Hope Scrabble there. He's not going to pass, is he, Josh?
No, I don't think so. I mean, though it would I guess he would get his bingo if Sean plays, I think, Hero Eyes. Yeah, but going first with this rack, what would you do? I'd be probably trying to play Agog, get rid of both G's. You know how awful the G is, or something like that. But we'll see what he does. Giga also. Giga I don't like as much. AA is actually quite bad. It's minus 4.2. So I think I'd prefer, Giga slightly, and even more than that, Agog.
Yeah, Agog looks pretty good. Giga as well.
Also baiting a false S hook, maybe. But Sean probably knows the hook. It only takes an E.
Okay, I think I'm hearing Evan. In the background. If so, please say hi. Hello. Yes.
I'm sorry for my appearance. I've just forgot to shave for the last 90 days.
Hey, man. We're sporting the goods. No problem.
No worries.
So welcome in, Evan Borofsky. How are you doing? How's the Scrabbling? How's the anagramming going?
Scrabbling? Well, I haven't played a tournament in 2.5 years, or even a live competitive game against anyone in CSW since January 2020, I guess. So it's been a while, but I've been studying every day. I do 2 card boxes. I do every day for the last few years. I'm almost finished card boxing the 9s, so that'll be useful.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I had to follow up Doug's awesome stash from yesterday with my own. Well, I mean, I can't compare with that, but facial hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
there's a
studying
game.
eyes
Wait,
is
there's a
important.
game going on here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And we're talking about this stuff. Anyways.
Well, yeah, we need.
Yeah.
Okay, Noah has seen his bingo.
Fatigued. Hero Eyes look straightforward. But yeah, so far these plays look good. Look all right.
But no, please, Evan, like talk to us about your beard. Whatever you have to say about it is great. Everybody loves a good beard in the Scrabble community.
Well, when you asked me this, and I said I didn't really want to be on there because I wanted to keep this a surprise for when it hit day 101 to break my record of 100 from last year. I figured, well, I'm going to go on because tomorrow I have a performance review at work where we have to be on video cam. So I figured I'd practice here.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I agree. But yeah, Evan, we met. When did we meet? We met in was it a Niagara Falls tournament, or was it before that? Because
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I haven't been to Montreal for a tournament for a long time, so it probably wasn't there. I'm not sure. Maybe Toronto. No, maybe a Toronto tournament of some sort, or yeah, Niagara Falls. That's
I remember. So I remember one Niagara Falls tournament that you were at in the big convention center, where I think Nigel was there as well. Anyways, this was like back in the day. We had a humongous CSW field in Niagara Falls, Canada. People from all over the world coming in. We had donations to buff up the prize pool. It was
I just
really
won
amazing.
the event, and I just won the event the previous year too.
Right.
So
exactly.
And I knew I had
So
no
you were
shot
a
of
hot shot.
repeating. Yeah, I had no shot of repeating there with who came along that one.
Well,
I
that's not
was
how that
correct.
works. You could have. You could have. Anyways, no, Evan, you're an amazing player. We don't get to see enough of you. As Noah plays Boaties, that's a word, I guess.
To the people watching this, for
People watching this from. What was that, Evan? People watching this from.
sorry,
what?
I'm probably showing too much of my face, and I apologize to the viewing audience for my appearance.
No, it's okay.
No worries. You look great to me. Owen
I
is.
know at least one other person. I know one other person near here who probably agrees with you too, in this house. So,
And
thank
it
you.
looks like Sean has found his double Hariant.
Ooh, wow. This is an awesomely played game so far by both players.
So that comes down.
We have 4 bingos already on the board.
We
Oh,
might have
wow,
more.
okay.
We might
And
have
we
more.
might have more. Is
Yeah.
there
Let's see.
nothing
Codina.
jumping out at me?
And
Codina,
Oceanid,
Oceanid.
and Codina.
Does anything-
Oceanid is a word. Sorry, these are words I
Yep.
don't know. I'm
Yes.
gonna let you
Oceanid,
guys.
yep.
I'm gonna let you guys do the commentary from here on out. This is
That's
a
a
game
word.
that I'm just like.
I don't know
I don't
I don't know where it
see
plays. Is there some Hariant overlap?
I
I'm
don't
not seeing
see
one.
anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either through that.
So there's no DARs. There's no NARs.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yep, neither of those. Wow, so close. I guess you could play like Decagon through the G. That's, I don't know. It's definitely sort of a disappointing play.
Any heroized hooks, I guess.
Yeah, I think something with Hero Eyes looks pretty good.
Well,
Oh, that
Decagon's
looks-
probably
yeah,
safer. Yeah, but I think Decagon's probably something safer. Just to
Oh, and then we might see
score a bunch of
Dodecagon. That would be fun.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe like Decani or Deacon. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Something
Decanny.
like that.
Josh, could you check out the message there? I think there might be something coming from your mic, like a little bit of a sound. I don't know if people can hear it on the
yeah.
live
There's
stream.
there's something in the background. I will mute when I'm not speaking.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I see something going on in the background. Oh, that's much better. Thank you, Josh. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So we're just waiting. Yeah. I mean, this is a tough decision. You have such good plays on different parts of the board. So I mean, Noah's an extremely fast player, but even he is struggling to find what he wants to do here, because it just looks like you might have something.
Yeah, it looks like he's lining up a Nodic and Chi or CHI. I think.
Oh, maybe.
I think that's what he's.
Oh, that looks
lining
really
up.
good. Is that valid though?
Yeah,
I
that's
believe
valid.
so. Yeah, that's
yeah. It's
Cool.
good. That looks very decent. Looks like a very decent play.
And wait, Undecagon? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that'd be really cool. That's
Decagon,
that's so much
Undecagon.
fun, right? When you have like really long extended words in the game. It just, I don't know. Those are like the most fun games I find. And I often see Evan posting on social media really, really cool finds. Recently you had Gravitinos come up in a game.
Yep. Yeah, where I said yes, we're actually studying nines is paying off because it's an anagram paired with gravation. Yeah. So,
yeah, no, it's I was happy to see that play. I think there was a tournament game that I played against Joey Krafchick in Shediac, New Brunswick, another Canadian tournament where he had Gravitino and missed it against me. So yeah, I was able to see that because it did come up apparently. But like so many of these 9-letter words, that's the stuff. Like how do you deal with studying all these words, these 9-letter words, especially Evan, that might never come up in a game. Like, how do you think about that at all, or am I?
Well, I haven't played it. Considering I haven't played a game in a long time, and I've only really played recently. Only started on Woogles, and I've only been playing Hasty Bot. Then I don't really. I guess I haven't really thought about that. I mean, I know that the odds of me playing in games are minuscule, but I just, I feel like it's something that I can do to fill in the time between tournaments.
Yeah,
So
but like, sorry, go ahead, Josh. I just don't get it. Like, how do people study words that like they might never see in a game? It's so hard to motivate myself. But anyways, go ahead, Josh.
Looks like Sean has paws formed on his rack. I don't know if Moz underneath Bodhi's is any better. Oh, actually, he's forming Zek. Maybe that's okay. I guess I'd think about Moz, but yeah, Zek's probably better here, actually. I think that looks fine.
Yeah. I mean, Sean has a ton of options with that Zed, and we're all Canadian here, so we better keep saying Zed. But yeah, scoring super well, making those overlaps. That's what you do with the Zed. Time and time again, we see the power, just the raw power of that tile. So yeah, this is a very contentious game. We have a double of Horient. We have huge play of Zek. We have Bodhi's Hero Eyes, but Noah's hanging on despite Sean getting the higher scoring of the intermediate and bingo plays here.
And yeah, Sean sees his 7, and if Noah plays something like yelling to the G, that's gonna make a spot for it. But maybe he'll do something like Dilly, making heroized. I'm not sure which would be preferable at first glance here.
Lying? Oh no, lying. He's not. No, that doesn't.
Well, there's Deli, right? Or Dilly? Yeah, Dilly.
Okay, so he's going with that. Yeah.
You could actually think about Deli instead to keep the IN for the G, but I think this is a lot less dubious. So normally you want to keep EN over IN for sure. But given that G on the board,
he's got a pretty big X play, doesn't he, under Horient?
Yeah,
Hokey is good. Hokey is good. Yeah.
So, so if he spots,
if he knows that, I mean, if he knows that it's not one that gets played a lot or seen a lot. So
that's an incredible find. It's I mean, he might know the word, but to see it between the H and the KI on the board, and yeah, he uses the other spot for the X. It's slightly less valuable, but yeah, another very high scoring intermediate play from Sean, and he's holding on to the blank, so I think he probably has the advantage here. Let's see what Noah's drawn. Okay, a duplicate E, duplicate N, but RS. Okay, that's pretty decent.
Friends? Is that the word?
Yep.
Yeah, FRENNES. Yeah, friends.
Spelling of friend, I think. Oh no, never mind. Spencer. It's a Spencerian word meaning stranger. The total opposite of friend.
FRENNES. Wow.
And Ox actually blocked it on top.
Oh my goodness, that's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, the other play would have blocked it too if he found the higher scoring X play. So he was going to play one of those.
Yeah, WTF has so many strangers. Apparently, I think that's what he was trying to say, right? Because that's that's so weird.
What does that leave?
What does what leave?
Oh, wait a minute. Friend. No. It still plays. Holy moly. Is that a 6-tile overlap under Bodhi's?
No.
Friends.
Oh my god. Yes.
Wow.
No way.
I think it fits.
Well, okay. The first step is seeing or knowing the word.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I couldn't see it. Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know. I somehow doubt that Noah knows the word friend. He is
Well, he hasn't
somewhat
lined
new
it up.
to
Yeah.
CSW, and I don't think he studies all that much. But to not only see the word on the rack and see that it actually fits underneath Bodhi is making OFARTE chin EEN and R's. That is just, I don't know how many people in the world would see that. Josh, you're one of them. I don't know how you saw that. That's crazy.
Oh, thank you. Just gotta check everywhere. But it's not. Honestly, I don't know if I would see that like a tournament game or whatever. But Fennel doubles the F, keeps RS, decent bingo chances as Sean takes that spot. That's fairly lucrative. I didn't see a bingo for Sean. I'm not sure if anyone else has, but that looks reasonable.
Yeah, Emporium might fit through an E or an I, but that's all I see. We have I don't like Scrabble in chat who joined Twitch, who joined this live broadcast, not to disparage the lovely game that we're seeing here, but to root for Sean Abassi. And we see the comment that he's already played Ox. He needs to learn new words. Yeah, that is that is very funny. A very very tough love here in chat for Sean Abassi, and we also know that Noah Slatkoff's entire immediate family is here in Kingston, rooting for him behind the scenes. So yeah, we have people have a lot of friends. Okay, sorry. Ox is one of the most important words to know. I agree. So Sean, he seems to be getting like closer and closer to bingo. His tiles are getting less and less clunky, but yeah, I still don't see anything for him. And Noah, I don't actually see his entire rack. Oh, okay, he has duplicate A's, duplicate R's, so he's probably thinking of maybe playing from the F of Fennel or something like that. Or okay, playing a top of that play of Zek is pretty strong too. So that's 21 points. He could have also potentially played something like Fleur. I think the board
I think I like
got a little
Farrell
bit tangled.
the best.
Or
there,
Farrell,
right?
yeah.
Opening
Oh yeah,
the
Farrell.
line, especially when you're down.
Yeah. Yeah,
And does
Farrell.
Sean have anything?
I'm not really sure. This is weird because like, okay, now we have to all tilt our heads. This board is a little bit
There.
a little bit
Got
screwed
it.
up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird position because the G is open and the lane under the F is open. But yeah, I guess it still makes more sense to play from that F and open a few more lanes.
And does anyone see anything for Sean? I mean, it looks really close to a lot of stuff, but I just don't. I'm not seeing it. A bingo, that is.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Anyways, we're gonna take a little bit of a pause here, I think, just to fix the board cam, hopefully for the last time, and I'll center myself back on camera. Anywho, this has been such a fun event. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna be going home happy. I mean, you're already at home. Damn, feels bad. But Evan, does this get you pumped to return to Scrabble, or what would get you
Yeah.
pumped to return to
Well,
the game?
The promised influx of cash in a tournament nearby that I don't have to fly to, and that's coming up in July. So, World Cup. So
Okay,
I've
so
signed up to
you're
play.
attending World Cup in Chicago. Amazing.
That is
Okay,
correct. Yep.
you heard it here first. All right, amazing. The board is fixed as well. Yeah, so World Cup, we talked about this as well, I think yesterday. The summer is bringing you two very large tournaments in North America, the World Cup in Chicago and the national championship in Baltimore. And hopefully many of you will that have played in tournaments will attend one of them. And I think it really just it's location, location, location. If you're in the Toronto, Ontario area, Chicago is potentially a little bit closer than Baltimore. Or if you're more in the Midwest, that's probably your choice for sure. But Baltimore for a lot of East Coasters is not that far away. So I'm going to both, certainly, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's really awesome to hear that you'll be coming back, Evan. What about you, Josh? Are you going to both?
Definitely be going to World Cup. I think I'll be going to the Baltimore event, though I'm not sure. But most likely I'll be headed over there.
Awesome. You were supposed to come to this tournament, but at least you're commentating. But I
At
tried
least
to
I'm
get Josh to
commentating.
come here, and he
Here in
refused.
spirit.
Yeah. Okay, so Sean plays prom. That seems decent. We would have probably liked to see him play off the U somehow. I don't really see how he could have done that. But Noah has a very nice set of letters there. There's Chris Day, yeah, that he's lined up. That would go underneath Fennel, making FA and EE. And yeah, Rump and Amp would have blocked this. So that could have been a miss from Sean, and yeah, Noah's gonna slap down the bingo. He's gonna take the lead. And Sean has drawn another heavy tile. Is there anything here? Or does he have to? Yeah, what could he do?
Oh yeah, I don't see any.
Not on this board,
I don't see
yeah.
any great. I guess Jaunty was just blocked. His best option might be to play Gaju.
Oh yeah,
From the G, perhaps.
and
So
that's obviously the G now is pretty much the only remaining spot to play a bingo on this board, and so by playing through it, it's not ideal. You're blocking that, but Sean isn't behind really in this position, given that he has a blank. So if he spots Gaju, he's going to be ahead of Noah, and he also has some chances to bingo from the U that he's playing. But yeah, you got to see it. It's just a very weird three-letter word. And Sean right now has seen JEU and UP, which is also a very good option because that retains the IN for the G and also creates another spot to play a 7-letter word.
would
Jejunity.
over Fennel be better?
Over Fennel? Oh yes, that
It
could
wouldn't
be
create
better
another
too.
line though.
Josh, you're
So-
spotting all of these overlaps, these amazing plays. I guess
Oh, thank
JEU.
you.
Sean found it too, so must not be that amazing. But Friends was insane. And welcome to Carib Heat, by the way, in chat. Got a really strong player. Really good to see you talking about jejunity as a possibility. If there were another J or a Y on the board. But yeah, JEU there scoring more than anything else, I think, in the position that doesn't use up the blank. And look, Sean has drawn the Q, so he's drawn all 5 of the top 5 highest scoring tiles in Scrabble. If you've seen the Watch Mojo video of the top 5 highest scoring letters in Scrabble. Have you guys seen that video? I don't even know if
I
it
don't think
exists.
so.
I just assume it exists.
No.
Okay, well, just so you know, the Z and the Q, those are the top 2. Then you have the J and the X.
Wait,
the
slow
4
down.
and the K.
I'm writing this down. Wait,
Okay,
slow down.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay, next part.
But John has drawn all of them, and unfortunately, the Q, being the worst of the pack, might be a bit difficult to unload here. And as we see, Weber.
Yeah, this is
down
tough.
for Noah.
Maybe Kanat through the A in anotic. Other than that, I do not see how you I guess you could play
Oh,
QI and BI is another option.
this is an
if you're
incredibly important moment, actually,
Yeah.
because Sean can play Antique to the E.
Yep.
Just burn the
oh
blank,
wow,
not bingo, but that's
that
gonna
looks
score.
best. Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna score 70 points. Sorry, that's gonna score. Yeah, that's gonna score 70 points.
70.
And if he doesn't do that and he finds the play of Connaught, which arguably is a bit more difficult to find, retaining the blank, Sean is going to allow Noah to play tinwares, which is aligned on his rack. And that would be very disastrous, I think, for Sean, because after the sequence of Connaught making ALAR on the left side of the board and tinwares, Noah's going to be ahead by around 40-50 points, and there's going to be literally nowhere left to play a bingo unless you have another insane underlap of Christe. So yeah, this could be a very very important inflection point. Sean's gonna have to think outside the box here and see that he can play not all of his letters, but 6 of his letters using the blank to score a whopping 70 points, and that will put him well within range of winning this game.
Wow, yeah, that's quite a. He'll play Antique, and then there's very few lines. I'm guessing Noah might play Fawn, FAWN, to open something up, but then after Sean blocks that, that I would imagine the game would be more or less over.
Right, and
So
since the board is so locked and we're so focused on that one E in Weber as somewhere to play, we can tell what's going to happen in the next couple of moves depending on what each player plays. And basically after Antique you have to make a play if you're Noah, like Fawn, and you're going to be down 60 points. So Sean might not even need to block that end, but he can pretty comfortably do so.
Oh, and
So
Matt is
yes,
mentioning Faw, just not even dropping the end, just making a huge setup, which he might need to do because it would be that dire if the end
right.
is blocked.
And I mean, we have the series here. Noah is up 3-2 on Sean, so he can withstand a defeat in this position. And QI coming down, Noah's going to very quickly and probably a little bit aggressively drop down the word tinwares. And hopefully he doesn't break anything this time. But Sean's drawn well, but that E is going away. Oh wow, Noah's playing really calmly. What? Like the last time he bingoed was really really. It was like he was loudly declaring his word, and look at that. That is smooth, the way he laid that down, and upside down as well. So that's also that's an intimidating thing to do. Not even turning the board your way.
Yeah, why do people turn the board? I don't understand that.
Oh,
Yeah, I have.
Evan, you play upside down, right?
Yeah, well, I haven't played a game in so long. I don't know what that's gonna happen when I. Yeah, I play upside down when I play.
Yeah, Evan is one of those weirdos.
Rare.
I mean,
Yeah. No. Relics.
relics.
What's the
Okay,
word?
that's
Relics.
fine.
Was that the word you're gonna use? Okay. Yeah, that's really.
But the bag is empty, isn't it? I think,
Yeah,
and the score is totally wrong, by the way, because Noah is the one that bingoed here. But yeah, the bag is empty, and I think Noah's gonna actually take this one.
So we're gonna, I think, see a long think by Sean to try and find a bingo, probably an underlap under Christe, because the bag's empty and this is the only way you can win. And making any other play other than a bingo is basically conceding the game. So we're likely to see him using a lot of time if he's determined to try and find something. But I don't see any options here.
I'm just running through, the letters to see if there's anything that.
We have in chat Zuglia, which I've loved Zuglia's comments in chat throughout the entire weekend. Thanks for
A
sticking with us.
diatron. Wait, diatron's good, right? Sorry, Yeah, it fits underneath.
What? He has two T's.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking. Yeah, I see. Sorry, mine is the first T is Kairopus and I. Yeah, I saw that before you. That's right. Sorry about that. Oops.
But you can leave the score as is. I don't like Scrabble says, wanting Sean to have won. But yeah, fortunately, I think Noah's going to take this one home. But yeah, Zuglia asking, would the 2+ years of not playing over the board affect your style, Evan? Especially since playing on computer, you can't practice upside down unless you're a weirdo, of course.
Well, unless I'm.
Do you turn your computer screen?
No, I stand on my head.
Ah, you stand on your head. Amazing.
Come on. I guess I don't know how I'm gonna, my first game. I mean, my first game, I'll probably take 15 minutes on my first turn because I have no idea, how to, play over a board. But besides that, I imagine I'd still play, upside down because that's how my brain orientates the board. It just does it the right way in my head.
Yeah.
So
honestly, everybody works differently. I used to actually play upside down because when I started playing Scrabble in clubs, I was being taught and guided by Bernard Gottlieb, who's also in this event, playing in the NWL division. But he also plays upside down, and so for some reason I started playing that way, but I couldn't play that way against him because if both of you play upside down, that means you turn the board upside down every time. I guess.
Well, no. Well, I mean, there is only I think one other player that recently that I've had to, and then whoever's going first, I guess, or whoever going second decides if they want to play upside down or not. And it doesn't matter. The board stays. To me, when the board is right side up, it doesn't change how I see it. So it could, it's easier. I play upside down because that's how I'm used to playing, and you don't have to turn the board. So I guess that was the only thing. But yeah, when I've played someone else who had who also plays upside down, which is rare, then yeah.
Yeah, Lola asks if you'd like a wiggle setting. They can definitely do that for you. But I think it's really different. It's really different when you're playing on a physical board because the board is sort of under you, whereas when you're playing on a computer, it's usually in front of you. So I think the only way to make it more realistic is if you have like a tablet or like a screen that you put on a table and you're like sitting really high up and then you're looking at the board upside down. Then maybe the setting would work.
Yeah,
I don't know why we're talking so long about this.
Well, I think I do know the reason why, but well, it's
okay. Yeah. Well, I thought you were gonna keep going if you know the reason.
Well, no, I mean we're waiting for Sean to make a play, basically. Yeah. That's why we're talking about minutia.
I mean, he's gonna try really hard here, but yeah, there are no wins. He might play something like Gratoon on top of Tinwares, or maybe he can play Jeer for 11 to set himself up next turn on the triple. But either or, it's not going to be enough. He's down 69 points, and he cannot play bingo. Maybe he plays cannot, actually, which was a recommended play last
turn. Oh, wow. Jeer is actually
still do that.
Quite interesting, because Noah's going to have a hard time. Wait, can he even block Tontos?
No, but it's just, it doesn't score enough. It only scores like less than 30, so it doesn't really matter.
Right, but yeah, it's not for the win. But is it? I don't know if it's like, is it the best sequence? I don't know, because it blocks Fave.
Yeah, Fave, blocking Fave is definitely good. We could have the best sequence if Matthew would like to tell us what the best sequence is for Sean. That would be
Jeer
does look he's just gonna come over here. What's the best sequence, Matthew?
Alrighty, guys. So the best sequence for Sean He is going to play the word art on row 14, making fa and jeer. And the reason for that is because Sean has the last N and the last blank. So Sean is threatening to make a high-scoring play on the triple with fawn. Noah's best play
And-
then becomes
yeah.
Sev for 8.
SEV, yeah.
Yep, with
From
the
the S in
S in Christe. And the cool thing about this is we get into a position where Sean's big threat is blockable, but because the threat can only be blocked by a sad 8-point play, it can still be the best even if it's going to get blocked. And this is an important thing in endgame. Sometimes your play is blockable, but when you force your opponent to make a sad-looking 8-point play blocking it, it can still be the best play even if you don't actually get to play it. And that's what we're going to see if Sean ends up playing art.
The threat stronger than the execution.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Nice.
All right, we got it. I feel like I should have been able to find that. It's just it contains a decent amount of like Colin's words. But yeah, oftentimes in endgames where you have a lot better letters than your opponent, you elect to make a setup sort of play that your opponent's going to have a hard time blocking. And yeah, this is no different. It's really really cool setup play to play art. But Sean, I think the first time we've seen all tournament is extremely low on the clock. He obviously, this is a must-win situation for him, so he's trying as hard as possible to see if you can find an incredible bingo that unfortunately we know does not exist. But there's still hope if you don't know. And yeah, there's a possibility of underlapping Christe, there's a possibility of even playing through the W, through the G. But yeah, he's going to go ahead and play Rot and set himself up, block Fave, set himself up with Jeers for next turn. Oh, actually, no, he's setting himself up for Cannot, which is very nice. And Noah has he has literally no way of interfering with the play of Cannot. The only thing he can do to try and interfere is play BID, but that just gives Sean 4 more points. Oh, he didn't block. Oh my goodness, that's true. Sorry, Vrot is a word.
Oh
He
wow.
didn't block. So he just gave Noah. Oh, that's why Rot isn't so good. I thought it was a really good play, and I thought it might be the best sequence because of Cannot, but it doesn't block because of Vrot. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyways, okay. The game is ending. Sean's playing Cannot for 42. I think he's going to come within 20 points of Noah here. But it's not quite enough. So the game ends 494 Noah Slatkoff, 475 Sean. Congratulations to Noah for winning the series. And I have a surprise, and I also have a sneeze. Hold on a second. Okay, the sneeze is gone. I have a surprise for everybody.
Was that
What
the,
are we
the
doing
sneeze didn't
next?
come?
That was surprising. But
Okay.
more importantly, we're gonna do something that's never been seen before in a live Scrabble broadcast, in a live Scrabble tournament. We're gonna bring you a game of Burrito Scrabble. And
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just gonna look at your guys' reactions for a few seconds. Evan, are you aware of what Burrito Scrabble is?
Yes, it's like
Okay.
yeah, you've played burrito, game's over. Yeah, or burritos.
There you go. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've played
Okay.
it.
And Josh knows as well. He's been watching my streams. I love playing Burrito. I think I'm going to be playing against Heidi Robertson. Here, come in. We have more people, more and more people. You guys are going to commentate, I think, with Will. Will's going to come.
I don't have to be masked or what?
Oh, whatever. We're good.
Well, I would have. Maybe I look better with the mask on.
Heidi, we're about to play Burrito Scrabble. Yeah, get in the frame. Have you ever played Burrito before?
No, I have not.
Okay,
No.
well, hopefully that means I have an advantage. But do you know the rules?
Just first person to play burrito wins.
Yes.
Okay.
And if no one plays burrito, we lose. And we don't like losing. Everybody loses unless burrito
well,
is
we can't
played.
have that. We can't have that.
Yeah. And we're going to get Will Anderson to come in and commentate the game. Josh left. What happened to Josh? Oh, no. Oh, he's coming back.
offended. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. We've replaced him with the burrito. Okay. I think that was Ryan just trolling us from Newfoundland. Sorry, Josh. You've been replaced by a burrito. Anywho, I think I'm going to go ahead and get ready for the game. Going to take a tiny little break, but you're going to see me pop into the room. And Will, come and sit in the commentary chair, man. And I don't know if anyone's ever commentated a game of burrito before, but
Not out loud.
it's gonna be
Not out loud.
Not out
Yeah.
loud.
Not out loud.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be, and if you guys want, you can also leave if you're like morally opposed, Evan and Josh. But I'd love to have you stay on with Will and talk about the game.
Yeah, my contract stipulated 2 games at least. So
Your contract
I'm kind-
stipulated 2
yeah.
games. Okay,
at least,
fantastic.
so I'm contracted.
Okay, anyways, we're gonna get Will on here. Heidi, you can stay for a minute while I take a break, or
Okay.
you can get ready at the board, whatever you want. Here, Will, handing it off to you. And guys, I think I'll see you again. I don't know, but if I don't, thanks for having me. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I hope I win this game.
Nice.
I know. I already called that.
That would be so sick.
I said I was gonna draw it out of the bag.
Hey, gang. So this is definitely making Scrabble history here of commentating a game with possibly the most overqualified commentators in history. Matthew O'Connor and I are going to be commentating a game of burrito. Hey, we're going to figure out the nuances. This is going to be your first ever game of burrito. So how are you doing understanding the rules of the game of burrito?
I got
so
some
far?
tips from a grandmaster, so maybe I'll be able to pull it out. I don't know.
Yep, my top tip, and Evan and Josh, if you guys have any burrito tips, I will be sure to pass them along. My top tip is to try to be the first one to play the word burrito. That's my number one tip.
So Heidi, you know you only get 3 exchanges, right?
And yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
No.
you only
So-
you only get
is
3
this-
exchanges because otherwise you would exchange
Wow.
every letter you
Right.
have that's not a burrito. and that
breaking
would be too
news!
easy.
Breaking news, everyone! I've just learned something that's new to me, which is you can only exchange 3 times in burrito.
Right.
I literally did not know that. So I feel kind of like the commentators in like Best in Show or
Yeah.
something. Would be that.
Exchange rule?
Yes, I don't want you to just
Okay.
exchange.
Yeah.
everything
No,
that's
I
not
usually
burrito.
play with
Evan
no
and Josh, are
exchanges.
you
Oh,
familiar
no
with this rule?
exchanges?
But
No,
okay,
it's come as a
with
total
no-
shock. I am
You get to be
Wow.
as well on
Speechless.
the
This
call
is-
with
yeah,
headphones
this
so
is
you can
incredible,
hear the other
folks.
this has thrown the burrito world
Are there
upside
any
down.
other secret rules I should know about?
Evan says this has thrown the burrito world upside down. Yeah,
I-
I agree. So
I would not even have envisioned exchanging because that seems like not in the spirit of things. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah, seeing in the chat, WTF says I thought it was no exchanges. That's also what I.
I might
Maybe
be mixing
thought,
it up
so.
with low score.
All right,
giving
well,
us false information.
we'll hammer out the rules of
We'll
the game.
we'll have a gentleman's agreement to not do exchanges.
Yeah, whatever. The house rule will be fine. So
think
I
you
guess.
you can exchange if you have no legal. I don't know.
Well, obviously, if you can't make
Yeah.
a play, you should be able to. exchange.
Yes, exactly. So
If you have a legal play, you should have to play it.
but yeah,
Right? So that means if your only legal play is to drop the B, you got to play it. You don't exchange.
ooh, that would be truly painful to have to do.
Too bad. That's the rules.
So, so,
Call
so
it.
yeah, that was my actual strategy tip for you. The only strategy tip that I had was if you draw a B, you should treasure it and realize that you're probably in the lead in the race to play this word. So, anyway, play Burr and Hook Ito is the suggestion
Yes.
from Dustin. That's kind of fun. Very risky decision, just because ITO is likelier to be on your opponent's rack, but whatever gets the job done. So
I'm just gonna play Rit all over the board.
and then BURO alongside it. Nice. So anyway, yeah, this should be fun. I'm not 100% sure if we're waiting for a queue to summon you to
I don't know,
go
and
play.
I don't
so we can
wanna-
just talk about the tournament.
I don't want to
until we-
ruin this stream or anything, but Flip would have been a way more fun game to stream. But whatever,
Well,
we're stuck with Burrito. We're gonna make it
I
happen.
have to say there. So for anyone following along in the chat and just wondering, what's going on here? What are we talking about? There are so many cool variants of Scrabble that we've sort of iterated and developed over the years. We should ask Josh and Evan what their favorite variants that they've played are. We know that Heidi's favorite is one called Flip. I think.
Well, that's what I call it. Some people call
British,
it If Only.
They call it If Only, and
which is silly because we're. Anyways, I'm not going to have that debate right now.
No,
well, I was going to say, why would you call it If Only if you get to turn over any tile on your rack?
It's
Like if only is like if only I could turn over one of my tiles, but that's what you're doing.
Right. So I think
like
that
if only I had a B. Oh well, look, I can turn this over and make it a B.
Yes. So I think the reason for it being called that is probably as an antidote to that problem that you feel in a regular game where you're always saying, if only I had this letter slightly different, you can play this other game called If Only, and you always.
I thought it was if only you could score over 50.
Oh,
sorry, can people hear me?
Somebody saying I'm saying it's a different. I'm talking about different.
So Josh says that you have to score 50 points, or what happens if you can't find a 50-point play though?
Then you can't flip.
With your tiles.
So
then you have to play
Josh,
Burrito.
Oh.
Yeah.
Evan says if you can't play a 50-point play, you have to play Burrito instead. Just worlds colliding.
Okay,
gotcha. But Josh is saying that he's played If Only or Flip with the rule that you can only flip if scoring 50 points with your play. Otherwise, you don't earn the privilege of flipping. So,
well, that's a fun.
That's fine. Yeah, I would support that rule.
I would support that also.
Mm-hmm. But what other variants have you guys played that you've liked, or are you just purists that prefer the classic game?
Yeah, I'm kind of biased on one of them because I'm the ratings committee chair on the Volost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where we have a binary, rating system.
I'm out.
Got it. Yeah. So Volost or Volost or however that is said is basically very similar rules to Burrito, except you have to play the word Volost instead of Burrito. So not a huge innovation on the gameplay of Burrito, but still pretty.
Well, there's the challenging of if you have too much Volost on your rack. That is involved in the game. That was at least the original incarnation of the game, I believe. I don't know if it's where you can challenge.
What is this rule?
Well, I don't know. It's because it's usually played drunken, inebriated.
Okay.
So I don't really know the parameters surrounding challenging someone if they have too much of the word Volost on their rack.
Interesting. I've never actually played that variant. I have played Burrito. I have played Flip. I have played I've played variants. I think I once played a game where all of your tiles are worth 1 point, no matter what the face value of the tile says. I've done that one time, which was pretty insane. But there's lots of different permutations that are very interesting to try once or twice. I think most of us, though, feel that
Clabbers.
Clabbers. Oh, yes. Clabbers.
Clabbers
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Clabbers, a game where you can play any valid combination of letters as long as there is a word in that set of letters. So, for example, Evan's just I'm loving the Burrito graphics that are being superimposed over you guys periodically. So for example, the word will, my name, one of my favorite words, you could play that as LLIW or something like that, and it would be valid in Clabbers, just for anyone curious. What's that variant? So, all right, I think the players are getting set here. We'll get the nameplates adjusted, and we're gonna have this exhibition. We should run a prediction of who will be victorious. Will it be Josh or Heidi that plays burrito first in this game? This is Heidi's first ever burrito game. Will she be a quick enough learner of the strategies of this game to overcome very experienced burrito player Josh Sokol? I just don't know. What do you guys think? Any scouting report here on this burrito match coming up?
I don't know if I'm going to be a little controversial here, and I might call a stalemate.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is going out on a limb in a big way. I wasn't even imagining. I guess many burrito games must end without a winner. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Matthew, yeah. So wow.
If neither player plays burrito, both lose actually. So I don't think stalemate is possible. I think it's just two losers.
Okay, sorry. That's what I mean. That's what I meant, was that
Nice.
no one's going to win. So it would be the same result. But,
well, I mean, semantically speaking, a stalemate would be both players can hold their head up high after the game, and I think we really do want to put a stigma on the players as losers if neither of them is able to play the word burrito. I think that would make me more comfortable assessing the outcome of the game. So,
especially for burrito, yes. It's especially important that the players feel shame for not having played this crucial word, which really was like the only way you can win.
Yes.
So yeah.
But Josh is definitely more of a purist. I know Josh favors the triple challenge variant of Scrabble, for example, where if you lose a challenge, you instantly forfeit the game. Josh, would you classify yourself as sort of a hardcore purist of Scrabble punishments?
Yes, I would put myself in that category. I love triple challenge. I think it's a great variant. More seriously, I would love to see double challenge be played for CSW, at least for maybe the top division. But I know that's a controversial opinion. That's my personal preference.
That's an opinion. That's an opinion that I share. We definitely do need to alert the producers in there that we need to tilt the rack cam up on Heidi's side so we can see if she's got that precious B. I'm sure that we're going to have somebody fix that shortly. But yeah, very, very important. So you're going to be seeing a lot of plays that if this was a regular Scrabble game would make incredibly little sense. You can see some of those right now. Josh playing alley down to not even hit the triple, keeping IOU. That is not a set of tiles that you would normally prefer, but they each of those vowels appears in the word burrito. So that's what Josh is thinking there. And okay, and there's Heidi playing an S at the bottom of the board. Another play that doesn't make a ton of sense in normal Scrabble, but makes a ton of sense in burrito, where there is no S in the word you're trying to play.
And she's obviously has an I and a T extra.
I would think that. Yeah,
you would hope so, unless she forgot the one rule of the game. But I mean.
So question of what Danny Burrito appearing on screen here. Is this NWL or CSW? So DAE on the board is indicating to me that they are playing Collins. Zoomy, oh man.
Zoomy.
Josh this is a bold strategy here. I don't know the challenge rule. It looks like Heidi is laughing at Josh's word. She may have, I think she's holding Josh and saying, why would you play Zoomy? But it looks like she's going to let it go. So we have seen, this is a new one for me.
And he draws an O. That's hilarious.
Lucky. Yeah, that's lucky. The Q on Josh's rack now. So this is tricky. How is Josh going to unload that Q without giving up one of his two burrito vowels there?
And Heidi gives him the answer. He'll probably just plop down QI.
Yeah, now he's going to plop that Q down and keep his IOUT together. and search for that all powerful B to come out of the bag. So,
and a crucial hook for, well, DO is still available, but another one, Zinco, allowing a spot for burrito potentially if someone has it on their rack. So now there's 2 open spots. So having a place for the winning word is not going to be a problem at this point.
Gosh!
Oh, boy.
And look at what we
Wow.
see.
Oh, this
Look
is
at what we
Why-
see as now the rack cam for Heidi is in place, and you can see she has RIT blank blank, one of the best burrito racks I have ever seen in my long illustrious history of commentating on this game.
Wow. But
Incredible.
why did Josh
yeah,
play the eye?
play the eye. Yeah, we don't know. Yeah.
That is
that-
seems like a
that's-
miscalculation to me, but maybe he'll explain. We'll get him in the booth after. Heidi is literally an E away from burrito. And there you see the dog on this beautiful burrito graphic. Just imagine that dog is basically, Heidi with the same attitude right now, looking to scoop up that burrito and win this game. I'm sure she's going to be thrilled to hear that if she watches this after the fact.
All right.
I'd like to change my prediction.
Yes, that's a very wise choice, Evan. This is, if anyone wants to change their prediction, I think it's more impressive to have predicted it beforehand, but definitely the smart money would be on Heidi right now, holding blank blank Rito.
Yeah.
It would be amazing if she just drew the B right here after this one tile.
Yeah. Good idea. Yeah, good.
Go.
That was a smart move.
Very good strategy.
Yeah,
quickly
very clever.
It. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, she
That's
moves the E so that her eventual play of burrito will still fit on the board. Josh playing off all of his that's a nice E hook on land to make E land.
But importantly, blocking the DO spot. Now it looks like there's only 1 spot left for burrito.
So I actually think was there some place that I don't think Heidi had a place to play her L there that would have made a new burrito spot.
Yeah.
So she draws another L. So she's tantalizingly close. Ideally, from her POV, she would love to place that L somewhere that creates a new lane to play burrito. And as we were just saying, it doesn't look like such a play exists, but maybe it will after Josh's next play. We'll just have to see.
Yep, and Josh is going to
block. Blocking. He's
after
blocking.
the 1 tile play. Yep. Yeah.
So he is fully aware that he is losing the race for burrito here. Is this a situation, guys, where maybe if you're Heidi, you would play maybe 1 more tile in addition to the L just to create a new lane for yourself? Or would you just hang on? I'm not sure how I would approach this.
I think if you could fork the board, I would want to create 2 openings instead of just the 1 to burn an extra tile, and keep the initiative. If I were to, I wouldn't want to give up 2 to only create 1 easily blockable lane.
Okay,
so
that's true.
H, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to see if maybe this E draw will allow her to create space with just that E. The only problem, though, again, is that Josh is aware of how close she is, and he's going to try to block however he can. Ooh. A moving tribute to one of our premier players, Noah Slatkoff.
So, yeah, I think here, this is crucial. Something like ONE would be much stronger, allowing you to play Bone or Roan, and then also BE, because now this is easily blockable.
So, creating 2 spots for it would have been, okay, all right, I saw Ren, and I was going to say, is Josh just going to play Ren thinking he's blocking something? But, of course, Ren, also a word. All right, so a block of the new opening by Josh. No spot to play burrito on this board. A D needing to come off on Heidi's rack to retain all the rest of those burrito tiles. I don't know, guys. I'm not seeing a great spot to. Okay, so
Yeah.
she continues to go for it, but if she does draw it, I think she's. Oh, look at Josh now.
Wow.
Oh, Heidi
And
with the
she
B
hits it
draw.
with the
Oh,
B of all
man.
tiles.
So
Wow,
now
that
this is a tough
flexible.
situation for Josh. I think Josh has to know that without the B, he's probably still behind in the race for Burrito. Is he going to try to open a spot for himself anyway somehow? I just don't know. He's just going to pop his P down there. Still no place to play. So Heidi has that perfect rack assembled for Burrito, and it's not going to fit. And she's going to have to break that rack up in order to create a spot somewhere. And the Burrito graphics are just coming fast and furious, and I love each and every one of them, even though I myself, where do you guys stand on the food of burritos? What would you guys rate a burrito on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of how yummy of a food it is to you guys?
I put it at 8. It's pretty high. Burritos are quite delicious.
Josh saying 8. Evan?
7. I'll yeah.
A 7. Okay. Dan in the chat says 7.5. Put your burrito rating in the chat right now out of 10. 10 being most delicious, 1 being I would throw it right in the trash if I had a burrito. I would probably say it's a little bit lower on my list just because I don't like foods that are all mixed up all together. I like my foods to be separate. And is this a bird? Why do I see like a bird coming out of this? Is this an optical? It's a bird-rito. Okay.
Bird-rito. Bird-rito. Fantastic.
I thought it was like I do love to see it. Thought it was an optical illusion. So only the lowest rating I'm seeing in the chat is a 5. I would probably go even lower, but I totally respect that that's my own personal idiosyncrasy. So more power to all the burrito lovers out there in the chat. So, all right, Heidi is agonizing here. She knows. Tough. I think you got to try to find somewhere to play off your I, T, O, or R, some combination of those that create multiple lanes for you, but I'm not sure where that is.
And this is why tracking is crucial in the game of burrito. Perhaps even
how about
more important.
This? How about just playing? What about just playing Revit?
Ooh, Revit. Oh, wow. Creating the C-hook.
Okay, so she's putting the troll, Heidi, almost with the classic troll of playing sorbing or something to the lower right corner. That is a power move right there, to expose all of the blanks and Bs to Josh. I would consider, from Heidi's POV, just playing Revit here and try to set yourself up to play Burrito and Trevit and force Josh to respond to that.
Yeah, that's a really strong play.
I say that, but Josh is definitely going to be able to address that. So Josh, to your point, I think the inflection point here was on one of those plays of EN to the N of Noah. That probably should have been ONE to create multiple spots there.
Yeah, I really liked ONE there. Just, to fork the board, justify why you're giving up, or giving up the O as well as the E that you need to get rid of.
So Heidi plays Lore. So she is just as close as could be. Josh plays Lauren. So now, oh my goodness, she plays the R and draws the U, which is perfect. But obviously, had she played Revit, Josh would have played something else to block. So this is, oh man, the cat and mouse game. As you can see, the scores right now, 0-0. There are no scores calculated in this game. It is all about who can play Burrito first. And look at how close these two players are, gang. Oh my God. What should Heidi do now?
Yeah, I guess depending on what's most abundantly left, there's a bunch of I's left maybe, then fish off your ID, but anything that I can see is going to get blocked quite easily.
So, oh, good analysis. Oh, look at this. So a very, a play like this normally absolutely insane to make in a normal Scrabble game. But this creates a spot where Josh is going to,
Wow.
wow,
Whoa.
Josh
Whoa.
going
Josh
for it. And
thinks-
Heidi redraws. We're seeing it, folks. A first-time winner.
Incredible.
After the 2-tile play of UT, Heidi draws 2 more tiles that work in the spot. She played UT, and I think she drew IT. And look, she's getting congratulations
This is Bubba.
from
This is a bean
Josh.
burrito from Taco Bell.
Oh,
Let's see if
man.
Bubba wants a bean burrito. Gonna get it?
There it is.
Gone. Good
so-
boy, Bubba.
I don't know. Are you guys hearing the audio of the Bubba eating the burrito there? Because that was a delightful. That was just a beautiful clip.
And it's a coincidence. That's the prize for Heidi for winning.
Yeah, we will have to go get her a burrito to celebrate. Well played. Wow, the surprising gambit. Josh is meanwhile picking tiles one by one out of the bag to see how long would it have taken him to actually get that last B, right? That's what he's looking for. Both blanks and one of the 2 Bs, a part of Heidi's play. So he's unearthing that final B from the bag. Somewhere it's in there. You see he's working on it. It's got to be in there somewhere. Unless one of the great pranks or scandals in burrito history is being perpetuated and the second B is not in the set here. That would be a stain. That would be a
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
We found it.
okay, yes. That would have been a stain on the game of burrito. Fortunately, that second B was in the bag. Josh, I guess technically he had, as the players exchanged the post-game burrito handshake. Man, electric, folks. I mean, if you thought regular Scrabble was exciting, you have now seen something even more incredible here. But
I don't know how we could possibly top this.
I think so.
Well,
I
sour
agree.
cream, salsa, guacamole.
Those would oh man, Evan that was excellent. I think the players are coming back and okay, yes. Both of our finalists are here. Maybe I'll give way to you, Josh, and let you break down that game with Heidi. Congratulations, Heidi, on your victory. That was excellent. Let's see. We got to make sure that you're in frame here to celebrate. All right, our players are back. That was a real cat and mouse game. We had incredible fun watching that match. Josh, you definitely sensed that Heidi was very close and you were playing very cleverly to deny. Heidi made an absolutely, if it was regular Scrabble, we would be scratching our heads. What is she doing playing UT in the upper left corner? But in Burrito, it was a very, very clever play. And I think Josh was thinking, because Heidi played 2 tiles, maybe that's taking her a little further away. And now you're in the lead to win that race. And instead, you drew the 2 tiles you needed and were the victor. What do you guys think? What are some thoughts that you guys had?
I've never won a game of burrito in my life.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what it is.
I have a question for Heidi.
Anybody ever played that more than once?
Question for Heidi coming in from Evan.
I want to win. You won.
Go ahead,
You don't
Evan.
have to play it.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Heidi, what do you think your winning play was?
Evan says, "What do you think your winning play was in that game? What was your winning play?"
Yeah, it was burrito.
Okay, it seems like burrito is the consensus. Agreeing with that assessment, you could say that Ut was the play that made it happen. So that 2-turn sequence, really, really excellent play by you there to secure the win.
Did you like my trolling play while I almost
I was
laughing.
laughing. Yes, you almost. Oh, I thought you were just.
I didn't realize I didn't have enough room.
I knew. But that's when
Yes.
I knew.
Had you played a Sorb extension in the lower right, that would have been a very surprising power move on your part.
I still would have won, definitely. But the fact that she said, "Oh, I'm gonna play Sorbitol," I was like, "Does she have both blanks? What is going on?" And the B, I saw the B, saw the RO. I was just like, "Wow, I'm just so far away. I can never draw a blank. You need a blank.
Yeah. So, it was
Good game,
very,
Heidi.
very exciting. Heidi is now
Well
undefeated,
deserved.
the highest winning percentage in the history of the game of Burrito. So you love to see it. What else is going? Okay. So let's get our Quackle expert here, one of the foremost game analysts in Scrabble, Matthew
How's
O'Connor.
it going, everyone? We're gonna talk about Heidi, and we're gonna talk about her critical moment in Burrito when she played Ut. Now, this is a really cool play because from Heidi's perspective, she knows that if Josh wants to block Burrito, he's probably going to have to blow up his rack because he's probably already pretty close to Burrito. So Josh ends up having Nerito on his rack, so he has to get rid of at least one of his Burrito tiles in order to block it. And this causes him to not want to because he knows that Heidi had to blow up her rack. But since Heidi had the blanks, she was so much more likely to hit, and she ends up hitting it again. So she hits Burrito, and she wins the game.
Incredible game theoretic calculation going on for Heidi.
And
you could just tell
another position when Heidi plays N. I think that a great choice there is for her to play 1 because there would be 2 different spots for Burrito to go down that can't be blocked easily together without Josh blowing up his entire rack.
Which obviously a counterintuitive play because you would have to give up one of your Burrito letters to do so. So,
But
man,
I did
requires
try to set up that O hook lots of times.
It requires giving up her O, which was one of her Burrito letters. But if she could have redrawn it there, she could have finished the game a lot quicker. So that would have been a very interesting decision that Heidi could have made.
But then
That's the best piece of analysis I've heard so far.
It would have. All right, guys.
tremendous analysis, Matthew. Thank you very much. Thank you to our Burrito players, Heidi and Josh. Congratulations on your win, Heidi. Commiserations to Josh on a hard-fought battle. To my guest commentators, Evan and Josh Castellano, thank you very much for helping guide us through all the action. I'm going to turn it back over to our anchor here, Josh Sokol, and let him maybe put some of the finishing touches here on our coverage. Not to be presumptuous, I'll let you take over now, Josh. Thanks for having me, everybody. Nice to see all of you guys in the chat. Catch you later.
Thank you, Will.
Thanks, Will. Great to have you on.
Josh, thank you so much for commentating yesterday and today. You were my best friend throughout the weekend. And Evan, you were my best friend throughout 2 hours, I guess. Yeah, thanks, guys. I really appreciate all the commentators coming in. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Maybe we'll have you on some other time. Great job by both of you. So, yeah. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
see you guys. Okay, so congratulations to all the winners, especially Heidi. Of course, I knew I was going to lose no matter what. I can never, ever win a game of Burrito. I don't know why I signed up for this. That was embarrassing on so many levels. Anyways, Jason Keller, who's actually still here, congratulations. Just have a little bit, another look at Jason. Congrats.
My water bottle is in the other room.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't want that. Okay, go away. No, yeah.
Thanks, Jason.
Anyways, okay, the tournament is now over. I want to throw out a huge thank you to our commentators who helped us out throughout the entire event. Thank you to all the players for attending, and a special thank you to the team behind the scenes, Josh Greenaway, Ryan Flanagan, the producer, doing all the fun stuff that you saw behind the scenes. Both of them did a fantastic job. It wouldn't have been possible without them. And we're going to end things here. I hope to see you guys on another event, whether over the board. Maybe you'll help commentate. I don't know. Maybe I'll be playing. It's just been amazing. Anyways, ending the stream now. Love you guys. Thank you, everybody in chat. Thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll see you in an event in the near future. All right. Checking out.